#1 station. It's Jesse Radio. We are live on TV. It's Jesse Radio, the gospel station in America. We are here to serve you, serve you, serve you, serve you better. Your #1 platform, all your business and your commercials. We serve you better. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We serve you better. Your #1 gospel station. We are here. We got too close to heaven. King Jesse Radio, you can't stop us now.
Odofo Christmas Mujuen count and na Joda na 30th of December 2024. Minimum say Ebenezer Boyafo no wama ne dum adoso e de ama wo ene abusua ni nyina. Odofo eyarade na ayo. Oh you eyarade na aye edi sorry. Na ye fa ni Gento Presbyterian nyoma ya to ni din Ebenezer. Ampa Nyankopon na dum arakwa na ne yeda so te ase se obranum ko ne mai yaden den ara a waye enyina afimuson duma pa biara yedi efinyame no moya enti yabetu Ebenezer achira se ni enyame aboayen abedune a obiura Psalm 46 verse 8 to 11. Jom Eduanesia Chichemu Awoche Ekosiduba. Come and see what the Lord has done. The desolations he has brought on earth. He makes war cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shield with fire. He says, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Mumuna mehe ewurade numa. Osei ko a wama aba Asaase so. Oma akudi jai kosi Asaase ano. Obubuta mu na otwitwa piaw mu esin odija hyew ate ase na munye ko na muhu se mini Onyankopon wa ma me so amamam wa ma me so Asaase so asafo awurade ne yen wo ho Jacob Nyankopon ne yen abankese. Hallelujah. Odofo anopai no yene ojontofo no be ya adwen na yakase ye nyame ne yen abankese. Ojontofo no hu ne nyame aye na ohu se Onyankopon ye yen gwankobia ne yen ahoden yen ahohia mubuafo pa a nipa enye hu eno ojontofo no no se mumra emehe awurade nyuma. Odofo sa adopai no ene ye joda etwaton na ye tese de atia na enye ya ahoden enye ye nyansa na mo eye awurade enyuma no bi eye awurade nyuma ena de adu ba bi ayadu se takrama da abodwim na moja de diemu afunsan na se ye ni hu han na ye tibi peja ye nsan ye nan a na eye awurade nyuma. Osei eye awurade kuto ena Osei ko a eba asase so ɔko biara sɛ abrabɔ ne mu kɔ ne ba yɛ dendɛn ara ɔno awurade oyi yɛn fi mu sɔn ɛyɛ no awurade ɛna ɔbubu tamu na ɔtwitwa pia ogu ɛsiɛnsin ɔbɔnefo no to pia wɔ yɛn soa anadwo a yɛada bɛma edu awia ketee ɛne anadwo awurade twitwam na ogye yɛn fi mu ɛyɛ awurade nnwuma nipa mɛhɛw ne awurade ayɛ ɔtea so kaa sɛ ɔde gya hyew ateaseɛ na awurade basa yɛ kɛse wɔ yɛn so me ɛne wo yɛn fi abusua ɛyɛ awurade na ayɛ awurade ama ɔbɔnefo no atease anam ansɔre amɛsɛe yɛn ɛne nti ɔtea so sɛ monyɛ kɔn mu na mohu sɛ me ne onyankopɔn sɛ yɛadu baabi a yɛadu yi a ɛyɛ awurade na ayɛ na animonyam nti ɛyɛ awurade bambɔ nti ɛyɛ awurade basa nti na ɔse wama me so amama mu wama me so asase so anɔpa yi ma me ne wo baanu yɛmma awurade so ɛwɔ amama mu yɛmma nipa nyinaa ho sɛ awurade ayɛ bi ma yɛmfɛre hwɛ ebinom kamfo dufa ebinom kamfo bansere ebinom kamfo kawabiri bi yɛhyɛ wɔn na yɛn de yɛkamfo yɛn nyankopɔn a ɔne yɛn adi ne yie na ɛno ɛna ɔde wie na ɔse asafo awurade ɔne yɛn ɛwɔ hɔ na ɔse yakob nyankopɔn ɔne ne yɛn aba anɔpa yi ɔdɔfo bukɔmpɔ hwɛ w'akyi kakra kakae ne onyame ayɛ yare bi yɛbɔɔ nanso awurade saa wo ya wodu owu amena no nanso awurade bɔɔ w'akyi na ɔsoo wo mu akwantum akwanhyia bi onyame twitwa gyee ɔhaw amane bi aba yɛn so awurade wayi yɛn afi ne nyinaa mu sɔn ɛno ti anɔpa yi yare tu ebeneza ne akyerɛ ase baabi awurade ɛne yɛn abɛdu ɔdɔfo onyame ne yɛn adi ne yie ɔne wiase nyinaa adi ne yie ɔne Ghana adi ne yie ɔne w'abusua adi ne yie ɔne wo ne wo yere ne wo ma adi ne yie ɔne wo nuanom adi ne yie wo a wɔ Ghana wo a wɔ ama no ne onyame ɔne yɛn adi ne yie anɔpa yi ma yɛnkɔ nyame anim na yɛmfa aseda na yɛnto na yɛnka se this morning, let's celebrate the Lord. How far the Lord God has brought us. Thank God. Tell people to come and see what the Lord has done in your life. This morning, may we exalt the name of the Lord. May we bless the name of the Lord. He is the Lord God Almighty. He is with us. And this is how far He has brought us. Thank God for the nation Ghana. Thank God for your family. Bless God for your siblings, your spouse, and your children. Those in Ghana, those abroad. That it is the Lord doing that has brought us this far. Anope yodofo shirarade wa mamam shirarade manadai ni arade ayaw emfare baabi a wugina emfare baabi a wote manipa nyina hu se ɛyɛ awurade na ayɛ mane so na yɛ ne kɛse de awurade ase ɛma wiase ma nyinara sɛ ɔde ne bakoro bae ɛbɛyi yɛ awerɛho hyira awurade ɛma ɔman Ghana asomdwoe a ɔde ama yɛn pɛmpɛnso ɔde yɛde awurade ase ɛma abusua no wo ne wo kafo wo ne wo ma wo ne wo awofo wo ne wo nuanom wo a wɔwɔ Ghana wo a wɔwɔ ɛyɛ awurade na ayɛ anɔpɛ yɛ hyira wo anɔpɛ yɛ ɔkɛse yɛma wo so papa yɛkorɔ wo ɛyɛ wo ne woatwitwa agye yɛn papa dama etuba yɛn so awia kete ɛyɛ wo na wotwitwa mu anadwo bumbɔ a ɛsɔre ba yɛn so ɛyɛ wo na wosi ya no wogye yɛn fi yare mu wogye yɛn fi animguase mu wogye yɛn fi abew mu wogye yɛn fi ɛsane mu wogye yɛn fi akwanhyia mu yɛsi mmɔ nea wayɛ dɔɔso yɛda wase anɔpɛ yi ɛma wiase ma nyinaa sɛ wosoma wo ba koro yɛn wura ne agye nkwa Yesu Kristo ɛma ne bɛyi yɛn fi awerɛho mu papa anɔpɛ yi ɛberɛ a yɛma wo so ayɛ ɔkɛse ma ɔsoro mu ye ma wɔahoɔden mmra yɛn so ma yɛhu tumi na yɛhu sɛ mpa yɛ ɔnokwafo wode hyira nnipa nyinaa hyira yɛn so bi ammerɛ mu sa yɛn Awurade Yesu Kristo nti ɛne nti anɔpɛ yi yɛn Awurade Yesu Kristo dom Onyankopɔn dom ɛne wo nkurokora nkofa ɛne wo ntena ɛnɛ ɛne daa nyinaa ɛdi ne yɛ ɔsɔfo Kofi Manu Kure Ɛkyampɔ kyia foforɔ ma me na ka kyerɛ ne sɛ ɔma Awurade so Awurade ɛnna di ni mema wo appreciate afinkɔ ɛnɛto yi
It's just a radio and TV Abeiku Santana but your dream some no Oh, Besani. Sorry, me pencil some will be a sympathy. Tani Ebeya, Mesumati Sama Kosua, my soup. Medima Fidi and Akoto, Kings, Jesse Radio. Me Padam Senti, Media to King Jesse TV. So, I honor Memunu Seb, Asamaya Kenyina, Yano Pari to do. Say a politics are, Yatoya was a church, some of the fair.
Kings Jesse Radio. Yatide. Kings Jesse Radio.
The Pasitemu, Wabrabomu, and in the echo, in the ebo. Our Semu, a Jumasem, a Paya Uma Fasua, Ubedi, Anopa, drive time show, and you may so you even drive. Now we can digest so. Yeah, the Bema every weekend. Say a bad Namia Samsua, Yatuju Madia Bidi, Shanu Didia, Pasia Danumurabia, Saju Madia, Yada Shishasuo, Yamakwa, what you Madia, so I drink you right. You're ready to comment. Please, just radio and TV. We are here to serve you better. Together, we can build. Yes, Roto, yes, Roda, yes, Roby, the Arana make a home. Okay, Cadeno Crana, Miss Ro, Akuku, drone at the air, Juma, at the air, Juma. If you are some, or my Musam, Appiah some, Abato some, we are Bonia Yabeka, we are Papa Yabeka, King City in the radio, Yatrasio. I don't think King Jesse Radio, King Jesse TV. So party ashadia, and yet siesha.
Abusia mayama mwache, yamamo aha, yamamo ajo, yamamo akraba, Enfemra, your number one station in America, Kings Jesse Radio and TV morning show. And Adom Yasang Edi Ebremwi ene yina ne yeba bedi jumano ifrise ye pese Ghana ekoye inti yeba dwendwe Ghana ho sadia na chese you are part of it. Macha se uba share dwumedie no na uba so na wa like oh at least abra wabaso no just like hit on the like button. Oh na wa like na hu se wabaso na woni ye na ebeye dwuma no na bibia akonkan kama yame onhira mo pa na yenim se ewurade ode yen besiye efise Ghana eye yame man sadia ye Canada no ewurade nhira o se waba na mesama mu yina so afihia pa afrese se na ade bi da okoma so a na nya afi na wo bo hompa na mum na ewurade aye ama edimu. Kings Jesse TV morning show resetting Ghana. Resetting Ghana is the key, but which areas to tackle is the issue. Which areas to tackle are the issue. Resetting Ghana no a key, but area bang and necessary omampeni or tackle to reset Ghana. Now I am privileged to watch and listen to an interview Papa John Dramani Mahama had on DW TV. Ekwambe mwa mebo na wetie nsem bi a wokaye in the course of resetting Ghana no. Nyoma bi a opese ogina so na ya hwe se eno ene the problem na ebetimi a resolve Ghana ye issue na. Stay tuned. Your friend Abeiku Anapai mebedi dwumedi ho chiame. Nanado na ohote san menim se yame Adom hoye pa.
Tweme shegelege. Modi aba.
Oh eye no ho asem na ye ka ha. Monto mobuase. Enti ebusia anapai nyoma ebedi hu nkomo no menim se Awurade Adom bibia baye kama na yetimi ehu bibia. Resetting Ghana will be the topic for discussion this morning.
Enne, Messia me wafuno. Enne, Messia majinkwa. Messia we, Papa me mawuko. Sisa makuma mama kuma fofro. Enne, Messia me wafuno. Enne, Messia majinkwa. Messia we, Eja me mawuko. Sisa makuma mama kuma fofro. Papa mami nyo, mami akuma fofro. Madada tina mabe, mami akuma fofro. Akuma jiji fuya, mami akuma fofro. Akuma fofro nami. Aya sisa makuma, mami akuma fofro. Aya mami akuma fofro. Akuma fofro. Akuma dada minto, mami akuma fofro. Akuma fofro nami.
Na Bonnie Godfrey says, good afternoon, oh, Pastor Abe, Mama Babs, Mama Georgina, and lovely family members. Riku says, Abe, good morning. Glory be to God that we have seen another morning. I'm touched and blessed by the worship. Danny Man says, praise God, all you living. Bless his holy name and thank him for what he has done and is about to do. For the Lord our God is good and his goodness is everlasting. He is with us. Good morning all. Akwesi says, good morning everyone. Please like and share. Elizabeth Mensa says, good morning Mr. Abe. Afia Afenko na ematu ye bio. So Rade Maya Kuma for dia and then now a resetting Ghana without Akuma for no resetting intim Juma. We need a renewal of heart. John Ramahama so ebo so say we need to change in attitude. We need to change our attitude. We need a change in attitude. Change of attitude. Changing our attitude. Ayesa opa monfa adishra pemesuo subane nsisa ya obua ayewe dodge. So we need to change in attitude to be able to reset Ghana. Na jumasono pa enye jumaketwa ntini na no collective responsibility yebetimi aye abomu na yewra yamampani ya paw no edi nkomo bi ane DStv penny edi nkomo na mapese yebetie kakra na efi yeba yasan abetua dwumedie no so. I want you to listen and look at areas that Yamampeni or tackle say resetting Ghana no. Eho ene ninyina so na eho ene babuwa yen na yina yensum if say wonsum wanyipe nina damara na otse. So stay tuned and let's enjoy this little interview. Na yewia yaba abatuaso. Thank you very much. Yankwe.
Is Ghana's President-elect John Dramani Mahama. Hello, sir. Thanks for making the time. Congratulations on the historic, emphatic victory. Ghanaians have given you a second chance to become president. How does that make you feel?
Oh, well, it just makes me feel the weight of responsibility. And looking at the faces of the young people I saw at all the rallies and the high expectation they have in our government, it gives me a humble feeling and a sense of preparing to give it my best so that I can turn this country around and create a better future for our young people. I call it resetting Ghana. We need a reset so that we can create a better environment for our young people to thrive and create enough opportunity for them to be able to realize their full potential.
Right. It's interesting you've mentioned that word again, reset, because that's what you have pledged to do. What exactly do you mean by reset Ghana?
You get to a point where your telephone or your computer program becomes corrupted and it freezes. You need to reset so that it can begin to work again. We've been implementing our democracy and our governance systems for many years now, since 1992. And I think that the time has come for us to reset our governance, reset our economic management issues, and reset our attitudes in order that we can build the Ghana that we all want together.
Right. But for those listening, it's still the word reset. Can you take us to one or two ways you want to reset?
Well, one, that we improve on efficiency in governance. And one of the things we need to do is to carry through the constitutional review that stalled after this government came into place. There are many issues that we need to deal with in our constitutional governance and also in our governance activities. And so one of the first things we'll do would be to take the whole issue of constitutional review again and see how we can structure things so that we have a more dynamic constitution going forward. Aside from that, we need to take the fight against corruption and waste to a new level. And so how do we improve our governance system so that we're not having so much waste as a result of corruption and waste? And so that's something that we need to look at. How do we look at our economic management in the sense that our economic managers are able to manage it in such a way that we don't end up where we have found ourselves this time, for instance, in terms of debt management? One of the key things we're looking at is to set up a more transparent debt management authority so that Ghanaians know what debts are being accrued on their behalf and whether they're going into the things that Ghanaians deem essential or they're just being piled on because somebody is making a profit out of it. We're also going to establish a system for recovering any ill-gotten wealth or misappropriation of government properties or landed property that anybody has taken, so that we set a new standard of accountability in governance. If people want to serve in government, they must be prepared to account to the public for their service. And so we're not only going to hold the outgoing governments accountable, we're going to hold people who serve in this new government to the same standards of accountability that will hold the outgoing government.
Right. You've touched a lot on the economy, which obviously is currently the biggest issue. If you talk to a lot of Ghanaians, they are feeling the pinch, which leads me to this, because you've talked about implementing a 24-hour economy. What does that look like, and how do you hope to achieve that?
Well, I believe that you will understand what a 24-hour economy is. Ghana is not going to be the first to implement a 24-hour economy. There are several countries that have a 24-hour economy, and it covers public services, it covers the private sector, and it covers the entertainment and service industry. And so we're going to give incentives to people who can work longer hours, increase production, and be able to take on more employees, especially for a country like ours, where we have a youthful population of more than 60%. And so we need to do the things that will make sure that opportunities open up for them. And so we're going to give the incentives. We're going to roll out that policy as we promised in our 120-day plan. By the end of 120 days, we would have the full comprehensive 24-hour policy, which will incentivize the private sector to work longer hours, to increase their productivity, take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area, to export into other African countries, take advantage of our existing AGOA agreements, take advantage of our agreements with the European Union so that we can increase productivity and export. Encourage foreign investors to come and set up in Ghana. You know that Europe and other parts of the world have aging populations, so labor is becoming a problem and becoming expensive. How do we attract those investors to bring those businesses here and run them 24 hours, 3 shifts a day, so that more young people in Ghana can get work to do? That is what it's all about. And within 120 days of coming into government, as promised in our manifesto, we're going to roll out the policy so that the private sector can see what is in it for them, and those who want to sign up will be able to do so. Aside from that, I'm going to chair an accelerated exports promotion program personally as president, in order that we're able to push exports so that we're not producing only for the Ghanaian market, but also for the wider international market.
Right. I mean, you've given yourself a timeline, first 120 days in office. I would hope to be the first person to talk to you and remind you, hey, 120 days are over. What have you achieved? But we'll give you some time before that. But, Mr. President-elect, let's look back at your previous term as president. The economy was struggling. I'm sure you'll be the first to say that. Frequent electricity blackouts made it even...
Yeah, but Accra. Titia break kakra. Omampeni John Dramani Mahama ana yanunu edin komona woka ni awoba watra kunwa so pe obefiase ye endafua oha aduonu 120 days no reset no ehuhia pa ana wabobo a selling point bi wo mu a edikan no Oko aye ye manga na mu a economy no economic management no oba reset ye ko economic management kura ene ye de ya wo kire na afi kura nso equal accountability sa uwa aban mu a ana unya akwanya ba ne nchen a account ankontabu a ubebu no saa kuntabuo ni bi pepepe na ode be ma NDMPP fu a wono me kwai se obi biara oman no agyapadie bi wo wonsa no ose we omode a system of accountability no omo ye no foforo kra soro nkokra na ne kasa no ase obi a omba da kra fe na wo ba he's telling you there's something new he's bringing on board. Now that system of accountability no started with MPP so a osinaba amufo no the same Abeiku de bobo techi no and one ya de bobo ba into the same accountability na wanomu ahwe na obi biara aban oman na japade bi wo wonsa asase ne ade yina ose omo bedi ho dwuma mo biara de aba na corruption enso eka ho na membu aye na akọ obeko no ho corruption we na amampanimfo ba na eyi wo mo ahwe pu eno na eye eyi wo mhwo ema na naro kaka se wono de ordinamambuo abato chache besia no se wentimi anko corruption anko galamse especially a ordinamambuo eye na ordinamambuo su akwaje niti akwaje akirama na owura yi bisa ne se in fact waka o papa waka na ne ya no se be ya obetimi aye ama edimu na ya hwesa mpa uba ye onya de foforo sise de onya de dadabi o twene de na kwachire abra na oye mampeni no o twena kwachire se abra na wo ye mampeni a wo free so no na economy no na te se ehon owieye ntima ombisa no wie
worse, affecting so many lives and businesses. Things were so bad you had to secure a $1 billion IMF loan in a bid to revive the economy. Your administration also suffered a number of corruption scandals. So why are you the man to lead Ghana again now?
Well, let me make a bit of a correction. I mean, people don't look at our end of term numbers. Our end of term numbers were good for an election year. In 2016, we ended with a budget deficit of 6.1%. We ended with end of 2016 a debt to GDP ratio of less than 57% debt to GDP. We financed Government of Ghana budget, our budget that year, with zero central bank financing. So the end of term numbers were good. You bought into that narrative that we left an economic mess. It's absolutely untrue. We handed over this economy to the administration that is just going out with predictions of 8% growth in 2017. And so the 8% growth in 2017 had absolutely nothing to do with the new government that came in. We brought on stream 2 new oil fields with fresh revenues from petroleum. We increased cocoa production to almost 1 million tons and brought in $2 billion into the economy. And so the narrative that we left an economic mess is wrong. That's first. But in addition, we have so just energy crisis. I'm coming just a minute. The energy crisis was a legacy issue. It was the lack of investment in generation over the years that crystallized into an energy crisis. I went to Parliament and I promised the nation that I was elected for a time like this and I was going to fix it. By December 2015, Ghana had no energy crisis. We had increased generation. We had put in the financial mechanisms for paying legacy debts. And so don't buy into that narrative. We had sorted things out by the time we left office.
So, Mr. President-elect, obviously it's more than a narrative. If you talk to a lot of Ghanaians, they were not feeling this percentage growth you're talking about in their pocket. And, you know, some would even say now there are some economic figures that suggest that Ghana's current economy is strengthening slowly. There are some predictions about 7%, you know, economic growth under this current government that you've been bashing and saying they've not done a good job. So ending of anyone's term, there seems to be some sort of jump and some excitement when a new president president-elect is about to come in. So, which is what you're saying. So you're not wrong to say that, but what the point is, or remains, it was still a serious economic challenge for many Ghanaians, and they weren't feeling the development you're talking about in their pocket. So my next question to you, Mr. President, will be, knowing all that you promised Ghanaians now, knowing all the challenges you faced, again, mentioned corruption issues and all of that, and you want to now stamp it out when you form your next administration. What is it that you've learned from your previous administration that you want to do differently this time around?
Well, one of the things we focused on in the previous administration was to put back the infrastructure. We had a huge infrastructure deficit in terms of roads, water, electricity, healthcare, and just name it. And so one of our focuses was to put the infrastructure back, but also believing that in investing in infrastructure, you stimulate the economy. And in stimulating the economy, you create jobs. And so, yes, we did create more than 300,000 jobs in the construction sector. And the construction sector carried along a whole of the economic value chain. One area that I think we would focus on and look at in this new administration is to look at issues to do with livelihoods. And so while we'll continue investments in infrastructure through the big push that we are advocating, we're also going to look at issues that affect livelihoods in the sense of the digital economy, in the sense of investing in fintech growth, investing in the pharmaceutical industry, investing in agricultural and agro-processing value chains. That is most important. And so, yes, we're going to look at infrastructure as a driver of growth, but we're also going to look at the larger picture of livelihoods so that we can create more jobs in all those other sectors. And so export, using Ghana Exim Bank, which we established before we left office, we're going to make sure that the investments from Ghana Exim go into the critical sectors that will increase productivity and increase jobs for young people. We have the program we call the Jumara program, and that is a program to give young people the kind of capital and startup to be able to start small and medium enterprises. That whole thing was politicized and was given to political apparatchiki and others, while those who really needed it did not get it. And so we're going to look at that. Aside from that, we're going to look at not only piling on taxes as a means of raising revenue, but also looking on the expenditure side and cutting waste in government, reducing the number of ministers, reducing the number of appointees, so that we're able to bring the budget deficit within the target zone as quickly as possible.
Right. Ghanaians have shown time and time again that if they give any leader the chance to rule and they are not satisfied, they get them or their party out. So Ghanaians are really keenly listening to all these promises you're making, and we'll hope that you do as you say, because then it benefits the country and everyone as a whole. So I would wish you all the best with that. But let's switch things a bit. In recent years, there's been a number of military takeovers in some African countries. We can talk about Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali. How can regional bodies like ECOWAS respond to that? I'm talking to you as someone who's served as the head of ECOWAS at some point.
Yeah, in my period as chair of ECOWAS, we didn't have crisis like this. In Burkina Faso, if you remember, there was the civil unrest that followed President Compaoré's attempt to extend his term in office, and the soldiers took over, if you remember. We handled it differently from the way the new crop of heads of states handled it. We always have the threat of sanctions, but you don't go ahead and implement. You keep that as a stick and a carrot in order to encourage them to agree on a transition program and eventually come back to civilian rule. And so what we did in Burkina Faso was, when that happened, as chair of ECOWAS, myself with President Macky Sall and President Yayi Boni were dispatched to ECOWAS, by ECOWAS to go and speak to the new military leaders. We spoke to them, And we said, well, ECOWAS will be forced to impose sanctions if they didn't come out with a transition program. And so we called all the stakeholders, and eventually that's how come they agreed to a transition program to do a constitutional review, have a civilian president with the soldier as prime minister. So if you remember, President Kafando was elected as president, and the military leader became the prime minister. And they agreed on a transition program which prepared them for elections. And after those elections, Rockabori was elected. And so I do think that we must use diplomacy to try and get them back into the fold. Coming as, should I say, a fresh leader, a new leader again, on my resurrection, I would give that face to ECOWAS to see how we can speak to our three other brotherly countries and see how we can draw them back. Look, they are feeling abandoned. They believe that ECOWAS is not supporting them. And I think that we must change that narrative.
Right. I mean, as you say, in all fairness, that's what Nigerian President Tinubu is trying to do. He said recently he's trying to use diplomacy to try to get those three countries back on track. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But are you concerned that,
I'm going to support that.
Exactly right. So is Ghana more at risk because of the instability further north, you think?
Yes, we're at risk. Yeah, if you look at all the risk assessments, Ghana is quite there, and so we need to work as quickly as possible. There's an African proverb that says that when your neighbor's house is on fire, you help him to quench it. Otherwise, when it burns down his house, it will spread to your house. And so we need to give Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger all the support they need to deal with this crisis. Otherwise, it definitely would spread and come into our countries. Already, there are incursions in northern Togo. I'm sure you've heard about them. Mm-hmm. And so it's just a matter of time. And so we need to be very proactive.
Right. There are some reports even suggesting there's been incursions in northern part of Ghana where you're from. But I guess your whole point is that Ghana is at risk, as you say yourself, and we have to do all that we can to prevent that situation. Youth unemployment remains high, and studies suggest that it's fueling violent extremism and radicalization, especially in the north. How do you plan to tackle that?
Well, I don't think that Ghana yet has reached that stage, but it is a worry, and if we don't do the things that will create opportunities for our young people, then we can have, that kind of situation on our hands. Incidentally, Ghana is a bit different in terms of the presence of the states and the better spread of development across our country than some of our neighbors. In every district in Ghana, we have electricity. In every district in Ghana, we have a portable water system. In every district, we have a local government office, we have a secondary school, we have hospitals, we have telecommunications facilities. And so people are not feeling as alienated from the state as they will feel in some other countries. There are many countries where you go, and apart from the biggest city and the second biggest city, third biggest city, there's nothing anywhere else. And so Ghana is a bit more resilient, but we cannot take that for granted. Our major hurdle is youth unemployment. If we do not grow our economy as fast as we should to give the private sector the opportunity to create jobs, then we can end up with that kind of situation. And that is why it's a matter of urgency that we stabilize the economy as quickly as possible, open Ghana for business again, invite foreign direct investment, set up the factories, expand the farms, provide incentives to farmers, provide agro-processing support so that we're able to create more opportunity for young people. And so it's an emergency that every government should deal with. And my government is a government in a hurry. We want dedicated and loyal people to occupy the positions that will roll out our program as quickly as possible.
Right. I'm going to let you go soon, Mr. President-elect, but I'm very glad you talked about not taking the situation in Ghana for granted, because even though generally compared to some other countries, you know, there's arguably enough potable water for people, and electricity generally is not a huge problem compared to most of the neighboring countries. There's still a lot to be done to make sure that many more Ghanaians, you know, have access to potable water, have constant 24/7 electricity. There's still a lot of concern. We've been talking about the issue of galamsey for a while. You've been quite vocal about it. The galamsey, that is illegal mining for our international audience, that's polluting water bodies, and so that's further damaging the little potable water already available. What is your key plan to address galamsey?
Well, one of the major mistakes this government did was to introduce the LI that allowed mining in forest reserves. Until this government came into office, there was a ban on mining in forest reserves. And so, according to the Ghana Forestry Commission, 37 forest reserves that were preserved have had incursions into them. And you can already tell, over the last 8 years, you can tell that there's something changing in the climate. The Harmattan is more severe in places that didn't used to feel the Harmattan as harshly as it did. With the agitation that took place, this government has sent an LI back to Parliament to try and reverse the situation and ban mining in forest reserves. If it is passed by Parliament before we come, then that would be a good thing. But if it isn't, we're going to go ahead and ban mining in forest reserves. And we're going to get the companies that are in the reserves to get out of the reserves. And then we're going to take action to restore those reserves. Aside from that, we're going to categorize small-scale mining better. We have just two categories, large-scale and small-scale. But with the introduction of heavy earth-moving equipment into the small-scale sector, they no longer are small-scale miners. They are medium-scale miners, because the destruction one excavator can do in a month is considerable. And so we're going to have small-scale artisanal mining, which is different from medium-scale mining. And so once we categorize them better, then we are able to regulate them in a much better way. Aside from that, we're going to introduce all the technology that is required in order that we reclaim the mined out lands. And already some countries have offered to provide us with the technology and the funding to re-level the lands, clean the water, and plant the trees back on the mined out land. So reclamation is going to be very big. It's going to create employment too, because the young people who have been involved in galamsey are going to be employed to grow the trees back on the mined out land. And so there's a lot that we can do with regards to the water bodies. We have to stop those who are on the rivers and using chemicals and washing, the effluent into the rivers. And so that is something that, unless we stop them and take those shark farm machines off the water, is going to continue to be a problem. And then aside from that, the large-scale mines have huge concessions, 60 miles square, and they know where they want to mine, where it is 0.5 grams to 1 gram per ton. They are not interested in where it is 0.25. And so how do we carve out parts of their huge concessions and then get responsible small-scale mining using the best technology to do sustainable mining? I think that will be another way we look at it.
Okay.
Omampeni John Dramani Mahama Akasa Menji ni se asamfufuro bi wo ne waka yechi a obaka to convince. Ebi ono ne ye interview owura na mbisa ne nsem minti ode ne so asie. Nanso amamwo no oba de obeye no ode ebi atutudwa wa ha. Ekwewie no se galam saying especially with the water bodies and there's nothing you can do than to stop them from doing it on our water bodies. International says what the champagne business you be near chiwa na so ya de biara obachi obi every day inti ebeye a concurrent a year dio ensi ene wo mo chi obi a na su moko no ya chi obi su ha bebi a mo chi na adebechi osemwa o ha de omo abakọ omako omaba no mo asensi omo achi inti eyedwuma ebe very tall order if you say chemicals na egugu nsuo no mu no eno ahu nipa na yeba wo mo ewo Ghana chemicals na cyanide ne mercury ne ade a wono modi use wo chamfan no mu na de gugu nsuo ne de tu galamse no eno ahu nipa na yeba wo mo na I am here to see experiment nipa yede mercury and cyanide amex ni de egu ni nipaduam wedi ne ahwe sade obeye nti kande waka amanfo nso ekase ohwe yamampani John Dramani Mahama ase na pomedin NCP nanso mesre asofo na mo kontokasa mo na mo hye nkoma mo de ne baaye no mo nhwe na ho adem rada na munjai entoka moko ena me na power no me de power no ma no ena me de ne bai. This is the time say we ya prophet ampana uhu sunsumu na ma unim ne yakoso de a ya papa John Dramani Mahama na pomuden munya ho adwuma we ya tiawa na munja tobe na moya na amwa kra. Hello,
Good morning
opinion to say
ngami Adom mechia obi a platform so
obi aje so
papa ina pomodene se ma hu se obo video manfo ka fa na pomde ho na pesa me kasa kakra fa
yo
anura me ho na obidi audio bi na audio chem se jo mama wo yare ya tete na koto hospital ya jina to ha o kan so mitie audio na mkaje se sasem we anyina ayen konkonsa sabina o meka se na audio ya tete o yara meka se new dia minti kan was na mum video na security de 2019 na me frɛ radio be kache ni palm se me frɛ ha ya kinjesi ko am de link de man se ya wontanti ya na ya nan sem power hapa okay sa video ya wo boy bibia no edi adanse se wo ka se papa no ye na ndura anaso ye ne o enche bebredi pa enye current ya se afi no waye okay anura kura papa ya ko babi wa chim ya wako ayi ehemfo bi ho no makohia akoye meeting akasa kama na no ho de den na
hello opening hello
opening
mayanti asese video we eye victory ya ho interview na waye no enye video dada because na oba no amfa reset ama 4 years etwem 2016 this time
the mention say macho asipa the mention say enye video say bia for the 3 days ya na no bi no ko no akra wakohia enipa bi mo achem sara mpesa mkire ya ono makohia kudin kuma no den
okay
it is video we
fina matuase mo
sara mpesa mkire eno wo shatari fita one no dom o makohia no den ana papa ikasa o kase tutu se no kure esanu se wonya code bi sa obeto basa bi anipa de se wo ho a ho beto do ya we se wakọ Ghana nyina ato over 60 years onya kulasa but asemi waya na ye can't say ye can't dey gunu fi se wo yare yenwene papa de betam change say before ya me papa manipa abia na pe negative too much sad na nye sad na pesam twi ya bi so say even though say ya de kro na yare ya mo pa say nyame ma na ho de ne se Ghana say ye po majority na ka say omudina ne side o me fa Ghana nko nanim ti ya na fa say ye support no ma ye nka sem bi sebe emfa no a say tantantanta na say enka se boni bi yen we se bad sana pesa me kire yen we say na Ghana for do no say on pesa wo na melodi ye no de on pesa wo de ba no yen we say abeboa Ghana na mum majority no so on bon pa say de wo ye kura no on for no ye nyina na ye for ye Ghana o shamra nipa no pesa wo mbedi so abrucha e we say ye shamra 90% bedi mra no so we di month ati yen we say ye nyina e be hwe de be ye abeboa ye na mo se me pese ka me na memra ana mpese ka bia me partner eno emfa yen kosi bia bia kakra mpese me ka
yo me da simo like we said no asofo no we ne mwadwuma amanfo yano no yemfe nhira o nhira no kitua bi ye de domesin se de ye di shira na I don't know say bibifo no nyame boy yen sa na oye yen a say yen yano no yen fen dome more than say de be shira nti nipa no wo ho a on we show good there be na de ya pa no say we hu say obi ade bi papa na betimi aboa obi na obi nso ho atono na obi tina baby obehwedin also no Charlie, let's bring this person down. I say take lead of us. Inti yemfan yentwene nsan. Dabi yentwene nsan. Because I say take the airwaves no or jidin dodo. Adwinya nipa adwin. Chese ayem nwanwa. Me supervisor or your Indian. Na baby am wono menko na me Ghana ni wo ho na unsa Spanish fo ba Chinese fo ba Indian fo ba intinko bia Indian fo ba na Chinese fo a ejo mo skin color na ye we de nka ono o mahwe abompa but still this man is pushing me say as I said me be take ni position or training me to become supervisor of him to take over. Once the colleagues Indians go to office na my yidim say hey. And is that how Ghana nka yesu yeti ana? Say unia bi wakotu unia bi wadwumam na oba present ya onnim no oba kira no no so etimi anya graduation e wadwuma no mu. Is that how Ghana is? Ghana yede ya ntisa yede we are finding way to bring the person down. Minimobia oye supervisor ewe dwuma mu ha Ghana ni anyame Adom wedru supervising level a wo konenim nti eba na se obi pe dwuma akoye Onua ne die mu no otime bua ma ne nuanom Ghana fo ne adwuma. The confession this man made is that Ghana fo a wabua ba nyina dia omoba they are so lazy because omo so omo die na honti omuye bibionka and omo find a way to bring him down to ntiama nkrofo no omo attacking the log. The people that you are bringing are not up to task. Even Andra, I receive another report say omo complain say nkrofo na or receive no through you ntina yaji omo, but they are not up to task. What is the problem with Ghanaians? Adentina tisa say we are not happy for somebody making it in life, but we rather take delight in bringing the person down. Why should this happen? Inti yewra mahama bayina no enye nipa da o. Oh yes, edane de yenim say ye omode nanso ne aka omuana say nka onsi Jubilee House okra sa omosofo ba akokra de ose mahama ontimi nsi Jubilee House wo so tuni nanso Jubilee House wa na chese nyame nye nyame obeja na chese hey chese you can see evil plot, evil agenda, evil chese eye beyisam beye ana so called nyame nipa bi ekuta Adom amaya yetimu. Why should we go this far, bringing ourselves down? Omampani John Dramani Mahama aka sɛ Ghana yehia emebu no be 60%. Yehia sɛ yebe engage omo adwuma. They need to work. The youth must work. Into 24-hour economy no. Obe engage private sectors and industries no. Na kwambedi akoka say if you don't have industrialization no at a high peak, it will be very difficult for 24-hour economy because industry no industrialization no in automatically it will call for the 24-hour economy because but Mahama Sokai say when cost of production is more, when you do 24-hour economy, the production will be more. But what are we producing? That is first. At the end of the year, producer, you be producing more. What have we done to produce? At the end of the year, ever produce BB. I call for 24-hour economy. This is the time you ever dive into it. Near who say 24-hour economy a good idea because at least company bako ejumebu wa obiaye when we na we jako adechia no baba so it is slowing your production. If it's a production company, it's slowing it down. Into some pon na obi ba oba betua so na waye when I close from work na some kwa na pa before me ba be free hono na document na production fu be here in order to help them produce tablet na de no baby ameye bia ma arrange na my note at the atosu because somebody is coming in the afternoon shift oba betua so Inti me gadani na wia na my note at the atoso na my sense so and so when you come this is what you have to do. Even last week me for Accra there is a note any document me jaw me desk so and then boy no kwa or kwa kotua so ono so fu a ne obe yimbre no obeja ne note baby odure na ono abetua so you can see say a production company into no 24-hour economy is viable, is 100% true. Ebetimi aye juma. Nti question is say, enyuma na yawo Ghana emu ahe in ebetimi admit 24 hours job. Abema nipa miansa etimi aye juma at a go. Na aketua nso are they ready to abide by same salary because we overnight to krana eya na waketua no ewenim esin de oye day. You have to put all this into consideration. Hello, Mama Babs.
Hello, Abi. What's the name?
Yamena Adom was
Adom Kriya. Eja. They were off. You will feel in Kasabi. You're one Godfred. No, Obia or Dibia Michion. Now I'm there. Based on interviewer Mahama Oye. Na the Iwasugudurakan. I may feel there. Sane I shastini bimun peda Mahama ba. Oye based on the previous track record. Take it over from Atamils, Yehunza Oye. Nala suovo him into power, Yehunza Oye. Yetsin sama okay. On to me maybe Ali Juma or friend and why we say both show. Ne minister Krumpo to me catch graduates. They want to try in Churchill. Once a Sawumbaba, Wofengu Kwamu, no one tap. All these were very, very insulting. Mahama na catch nurses and teachers there. On to me allowance no fair one. On into one to mana, he doesn't care. All this in some yet to say. That's why some people, including myself, we didn't want Mahama to come. But I mean, what voting more be as some can me look up to it or a one word or see reset, reset, which is very deep. And to reset, Mahama na a Christian, you're quite Assemblies of God. The book of Romans. Also, we must be transformed by the renewal of our minds. And senior pads or what transformation ba enya adwen sechere. So using that word resetting, I'm a Ghana no him. That's why I'm looking up to him there. This time and about to my baby. So I'm the only who platform me to my can there. Oba this time okwa baby you. And so make sure the really good name behind.
Hey, that's what baby
there. One time and
Mama Bass.
And this time. Yes, my dear.
Now I can't baby bedu kobiso oko 8 years. I was say on baby.
Oh, now say according to constitution, now one that may illiterate as often as the man for what I yes.
But ma, own there, yeah, constitution in one, Osei, even in interview, I'm waka say constitutional review, baba. Now when you're 2/3 in parliament, and meba. The issue with baby oka terms no. The constitution is silent on whether say obetimi atu aso mo yen 8 years but the on or silent. Inti enim say 2/3 no we are Abeiku referendum, but everything is possible.
And everything is possible. Yes, I can damn because all referendum na obiara abaya ne dam abede day. That is where a lot of people must vote no. Naturally, so already it must be a new candidate on Bebida. But always the report unless he's doing something right. That's
exactly.
Unless he's doing something or benefit because time I work at there. 20 and him put the Mahama started 20 the Okra Numuna getting to 2020 Urban. I said this on announcing newspaper day. Mahama Urban and 4 years into Noraba. Now the NDC will make sure to get majority in parliament. I said it on the announcing newspaper. Ideally need that the Fred Yefria on Bisan. I said it on the announcing newspaper that Mahama and 4 years into Noraba. And the NDC will make sure to get majority in parliament to overturn things. Oba yes such the constitution. Oba amend the Mahama. Oba stay on longer. I said this on the announcing newspaper. But MPP was a disaster because complacency too much. And they say Oraba, I mean, so provided the Ghana, Oba ye. That's what I'm focusing on. The youth. I didn't struggle to get job. I never ever struggled. And see, my bro, she meets the wasso. If you training college or your school, if you nice and mess how? On your what's a shame? And son, the be more come my JZ. Yet my name JZ. Because we are silver platter wage but one other crack here. And to Strawberry said or said Ghana. On your firm, especially focusing on them as often. Mama or entertain one. Sir Obama address 31st. Make sure the policy be about Obama as often will change your taxes. Another Obako Rwanda. Wakaji Hawa will tell me them fake pastors nala. Now you she implement to Ghana. Only as often P where would there something like that is possible to happen. So watch dollar when you no support Mahama from one head boy to the list. But still, Embran or Yambra. Namde, people are so centered on them as of the Sunday. What about Jin? How obey ye Jumazabwa? Never so much said 24-hour economy. I'm a Maria youth in Ghana had 24-hour economy. It's nothing new to me. And so when I said Mahama, he just said it till some of us on program started educating them themselves there. 24-hour economy. We be say also like Mason is a How? You come out as there answer them. And since time to mean Mahama must revive all those industries now, companies now. JJ Rollins Ogunin, he must revive them. Takwa the P PCC Pioneer Convention Company Paper Company na P Gua Kumasi P Gua. Although revive all those companies. Let them companies and by Frambo okay, Jubamaka soap on then was ceramics. Why your plates, why your cups, why your nyama pee, no your 24-hour economy. But it's a sun one, no waka for one. It was around the clock. And it's sorry, all revive those industries now. JJ Rollins collapsing now because Ghana Fozi or in the Ghana Yiskan. All revive you when you nala. And since that overstart did not one for new technologies, one function, one from for Nimizi, more share. Mamma by a partisan, NDC in Tonko, there be provided the oil Ghana. Our Nimizi, all your baby the all but this side, time, or your all hands on deck. Abeiku no one Nimizi do what my idea. All your NDC, all your baby provided the debt, all your Ghana in on finishing. On make sure the wash why because Ghana Funo will vote too. What party will vote too, but will vote too there. Brenna Beds Ghana do only in your fan. I want to say. Nephew, so I do Kwame expecting there. I have said this and I'll continue to say it. One come to the round table. All the political parties, all the independent candidates, one for Ghana flag in Swo. One addressing there. This is our concern. The flag is our concern. That represents the country. Abedina ye. No one ye embrebia. And this will be the membrane and this for in na ya at me. Enyan ye be implement say your power yenye power obiala baba onchiedo abi Mrs. Wayan dem che discipline baba Ghana now why there because of votes inti ekoreka no oboboan na ekroso se bia onboa na wode ho omanen it's all about selfishness and no ofi ekore ye sade ye na ekroso ye mo ye say NDC what time in China football Ghana was started galamsey what time in was starting no quad what they can MPP Ben was one and it's sifoma ain't undo that but also Ben what be kana they didn't care and they also Ayisha galamsey na and when you na politicians linya what consignment to her that go through to one asofo wakahubi and say na this ahoso we bogum. And since I'm sure there, or what the baby was saying, why trust into the hands of the chiefs. Mamu for let Biala Fianchi Jubilee House there, order from the phrasing when you see a Ghana vocabulary, order from here for above. Ghana money a Ghana forty. And so President Mahama, Eba, member and the order from above, want to galamsey, there be. Eba bebiawo, embebiawo, ain't nado afibo. Leave a good name behind. Leave something now. What at the enkano be oyede. Nansu echo ben no oya the papa. Na yanginala yankebi. Membe yende ariye na akọ. Sikan munya ne pii kwa abadina modeye. Sikan munya ne pia abadina modeye. Yalaba or pem. Asante bedi etu. When waka chande so odo America oba yalon to me entourage in sana. Encha wanko. Nansu onyi. Yalaba or pem na debe am kada yalaba zi. Yalaba owu ekaw mfensro. Namda otumu otu bia. Mahama onam what? Onya 100%. Ne health onya 100%. Nyame no dey abon mpede. Oba mana ahozen. Na de wato chime biara. Nyame na oba sana yarba. But eyi ya adibia onyi de ho na oben and what come asofo do won fan shankom. Na when you bit that smart no the odipo wo onu do bia wo poison. Na so what nika jodo on evidence of how the person was poisoned that on to me man. Oh, the many money now that what by you probably put him in charge of media. Now you why you're very strict what the media sector no do because media or to the trouble or the boy meaning. And it's so very sad Ghana. In ya bobwa no we reset here man. Namda here man wa kitchen. Since I don't care who is governing provided there. Ya zami babs me feel the all of Ghana look on him. I'll support you. Namda me Ghana no him. And your party colors. It's some for party affiliation in Nalan Tunchan. Nayan doing what there. Mahamaba, Abadine, Sayan Tum Quananium Ponkaka. Abba some the Ekatum from Mema. Or bits the Kofi Adams, so take King Jesse. Kofi Adams better. Abakacha Mahama, Mahamaya, Obobo Ghana. That's what some of us we have to contribute. Namda Nipan, Yakoso Basa, or na Wakafan. No one day, na MPP, na NDs, na NDCP, na QPP. Only in our rubbish. Ni when in our back, Ghana and all about shadow. It's one man in a young boy, my young man Ghana, on your craboshe. Namdami abrochi will be Ghana, someone can ye. Mitch in the day, Jata Wenya, a Jamwabarichan. Means spell, no matter who you are, mean spell. Namdo, Missoko, Mamata for one, must be a Michialan. It's one shot that sector, na Bibiala quite fine, on fair man. On revive all the old industries, or your private to, or your government to, on revive one. Nankofu, won't bring back memories. Ne Juma Wayan, one cheer do, Namda Takra, then no way in chance in war. And so in some chance one keka, Equatakwa do yebi. Nande onam aluminium in cancer, asbestos na cancer. One to what in such a way there. One use a Obama, asbestos na ye when you had cancer as a baba. Otherwise, show when you now, when you show when you see a baby for what can be in your saying in its sleep. Baby to your show you history. We are there when your market so why you know, a baby fool, no way. What she actually way, but on them there are brony, baby papa biala, be on your baby no yenti. Now one brony kakahope, no what bring up, but on no invent it. A baby fool yamaway and yawning. I join with some papa to Ghana for and who are yawn Pesaman Kumian, ne, stomach a one day. Tits are shuffle. Mohu bia to mean Mohu Yifasua Ghana, the may one man churches. You don't contribute anything towards the economy of the country. Moon shut up. No Mamon Jinde, Mahama this time waban, Moya there, Naya de Mahama, it's Mahama by a Ghana. If you're Ghana, it makes nothing different. Not 31st, more by Shasha in you could see Kosa in Komishibiala. In Komishe on yards out yet to the preaching. And Komishe ya summon ya Madame or that can. I call Shino Muslim, and when you nala, then read the book of Jude, verse 9. Our God is going to rebuke you. Yanyam, you'll watch your when you nala call, one in Bripin. One jam a gun under, Mahamoyan peace of mind. On fair and edgema, yes, of Biala son come down, bra. Or a trend or Ghana after 8 years, they will vote your ruling party out, opposition, or Baba. Oh, yeah, do the Ghana or Bialayim. Nanad in the second term, or Bialayim there. We were fed up. We wanted new people, young people, independent candidate. And to some Ama Wahaba, why are they? Yashade, how is he going to research and change the people? But Nina and Bra, or what to tell Queen. First, no, and Bra, or what to our Queen. Or make sure that when I say Brebia, or Chichirumala and this phone or parliament, nobody Chichirian Ghana for na Bibiala after now queen. Either man, or Benyan is smooth way to govern. No, Obabaya there, favoritism, Onke Siaga, or Biala in the best war, or who don't performer, or you didn't sure, no for new people. Why you want them, or Biala your position now, or watching the Ghana home first. Because Ghana is the only Ghana or the only country. Yeah, well, thank you. God bless.
Medas Mama Babs, thank you too. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. B. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Good. Good morning to everybody on the platform.
Good.
I just want to start first by saying that everybody have to be calm. There are informations around us that we willingly, for whatever reason, chooses not to search. And then we come out and start saying things, trying to set agendas for people. You know, Mahama has said his 120 days agenda with the people of Ghana. He has plans listed in there, everything that he wants to achieve within the 120 days. The man has not even started. So what is all this rush about trying to set the agenda for him and all that? He has already set the agenda. Be patient. Let the man get in office, see what he's doing, and if you have problem with what he's doing, you have every right to come and speak up your mind, give suggestions or criticisms, and that's how life works. But to be, going out and start talking about things that have not even started, what is the aim of that? I mean, what are we trying to achieve?
But you know, that is the norm in Ghana. This thing.
Yeah, but if we are saying that we want to change the norm, right? We want to change the narrative. We want to do things right. Then it starts from us. We all have to start thinking right, acting right, and do things right. See, and sometimes we got to associate facts with our submissions. Like my mother just finished talking was saying something about Rollins having collapsed or in all factories. Do we know what was happening in 1978, 1977? Were we aware that Ghana could not even take nothing out of this country? We couldn't even export. We couldn't do nothing. We couldn't get no income out. Do people know that the DK Poison has to fight and use his money to even import sardines to Ghana? Let us not just talk out of ignorance or pretend that we know something that we don't know. Our industries were already collapsed through all these coups and all these military government back and forth. Our industries did not start collapsing in 1979. They were already collapsed. If you all were aware, Rollins came in and had to organize university students just to get out even our cocoa to export for us to get income. So when we are talking, you know, some of us, we are young, but we know the history. We know the history because we grew up in areas that, well, I grew up in Swalaba, Accra. There is no political party in Ghana that never had a root in that Gamashi area. I was a little boy, but I participated in all these political events. So I have information. Rollins did not collapse all industries in Ghana. Yes, Mr.
If someone shares his opinion, it does not mean the person is talking out of ignorance. Because Ghana, our leaders have not put in hope in us. So even at this time, everybody has the right to talk because the leaders didn't set the precedent that they can do better. Mahama has come before and left. We saw what he did. Unlike Nanado, the same thing. Once he is not a new person coming, obviously people will have to say this. So the term used, talking out of ignorance, it is only this morning program and the topic that has made you requested to say this. In that case, who do you think has talked out of ignorance? Did you speak? So did you read something?
Ignorance means ignorance. The word ignorance is not an insult. It's lack of information. You are unaware of something. That's the meaning of ignorance. Unaware.
I understand. Okay,
but
what
I'm
let's
saying
get that
straight. Have you read? Nobody will say I'm insulting anybody or something.
Have you read any message on the chat list that someone has spoken something for you for that to call for this talking out of ignorance, or is it because of?
Yes, I have read 2 comments.
Okay.
2 comments that led to my submission, and then there was statements that were inaccurate. So that means if you are giving that inaccurate information, that means you don't have the information. So you are ignorant of like they say, ignorance is no defense in the court of law. So ignorance is not an insult where you say you are not aware of something. So if you are making a submission that you are not, based on the fact that you are not aware of the fact, that's the meaning of it. It's not. Sometimes we try to, because of how we use the local languages the English back home, we interpret it that way, but that is not the meaning. So I just want to get that clear that the ignorance is lack of information. It's not insult or being foolish or anything. All right. So may I continue with where I was getting to, right? So yes. So I think I have said enough about that. Rollins having collapsed or factories. We can establish that fact that it is not true. Our industries were already collapsed. We wasn't getting raw materials to produce. We couldn't pay labor. We don't have income. Wasn't coming into the country. That's why we went to that economic recovery program that the IMF set for us. That's why we initiated that economic recovery program. And then we had that drought thing in that 1983 and other issues. All right. Now, about the prophets, all of us are fed up with this prophecy thing in Ghana, and we are all wishing that maybe this upcoming administration will be able to bring us something to put this thing in line. but also let us not condemn everything in a whole, because even in our Bible, can you mention any king that was in prophesy, or that a prophet did not go to announce or anoint or something before they came? So it's not new. It's just that people have taken advantage of it, and we want to clean the system. But Ghana people said, if the baby poo in the bowl, you don't throw both the baby and the poo away. You take the baby out and you throw the poo away. So we have to sanitize the system. But in our act to sanitize the system, let us not be in a rush to even destroy everything. But we always need to hear from God. Right? We always need the voice of God for our country to go forward. Thank you, Mr. Abe.
Thank you very much. Mama Babs.
Hello, Abi. Yeah, I'm here to address Danny Mens. Danny Mens, let me tell you, you are self-conceited. You seem to know all, but ignorance is bliss. If you are using the word ignorance for especially somebody like me with my submission, this is the second time, you check yourself. You check yourself. What do you know? What do you know? You claim Rollins time you were a little boy. Yes, that's why you speak like a little boy. I was in the secondary school about to finish Form 5. I was then from primary, middle school to secondary school about to finish Form 5. That's when Rollins took over, 1979, then 81. You are a little boy. What do you know? You claim you have done research. I am not talking about research, but I am talking about first-hand information. What I witnessed with my eyes. You are claiming Rollins didn't collapse any company. Come on, do me a favor. What do you know? Go and ask your grandmother then. Maybe I'm being the age like your grandmother. Go and ask your grandparents. I can still picture Rollins on the telly telling Ghanaians not to buy Appiah soap made by Mr. Appiah Minka, who was a Ghanaian. And even if she didn't collapse the others, telling people not to buy something made by a Ghanaian, what was he trying to tell them about? Was he not collapsing somebody's company? Tata Bus, Tata, go to Kumasi and ask. Go and ask people in Kumasi who collapsed the Tata company, who collapsed flour mill, Takrade, chocolate factory, PCC. You are more than an ignorant person, and yet you use words that you don't seem to understand. Try to learn. I choose to learn every day. So if you don't know something somebody says, you can go and cross-check. And you claim you done research. Research from where? What about if the person, whoever put information on that website or whatever that you read is somebody's friend? Is he going to put the truth over there? No. Ask your grandparents, Rollins time, what happened? He claimed that all Ghanaians must be equal. There shouldn't be any rich, there shouldn't be any poor person. Do you know the number of businesses that he collapsed? I'm talking from eyewitness point of view, not hearsay. I am speaking from eyewitness point of view. So if you don't know something, you learn and don't pick the phone and talk anyhow. Don't speak anyhow and mind your choice of words. We can suggest Mahama is coming to be the president of Ghana. Therefore, since I'm a Ghanaian, I can make suggestions. In this case, then why does Mahama have advices? From what you are saying, an ignorant person like you saying, why must he have advices? Are the advisors not going to tell him, can we suggest this, do that, that will benefit the country? If J.J. Rollins had taken advice from those that he picked, like people like Miss Amenin, Dr. Mrs. Mary Grant, and so on, Mrs. Asma, and so if you are taking Ahoy and Chikata, if you are taking their advice, Ghana wouldn't be where we are now. He came just to destroy whatever a Ghanaian has done, because we must all be equal. But even in the Bible, we have poor and rich, and our fingers are not the same. And each finger has something to do. After his tenure of office, where is the GNTC now? I'm asking you. Didn't the GNTC collapse at his time? UAC. What are you talking about raw materials? What are you talking about raw materials? A champion established things very right. That's the only thing that it happened was the West sabotaging Ghana. We were happy during that time. We were happy, but just that they sabotaged, and Champa also got carried away, and therefore it was like people closer to him, and so he messed up getting to the last tenure. Other than that, he was an excellent head of state. So if you don't know something, you learn. And you don't come and speak and say that from our mother who spoke. Where were you then? You said you were a little boy. So make sure you learn something. And don't take the party colors out of your mind. And focus, if you really want to help, focus on how we are all going to help to build the country. And don't come and pick the phone and just say anything that you think you feel happy to deliberate on or to throw into the air. Else I'll come back to reply you. Because you are talking from a small boy, what somebody has written, but I'm speaking from eyewitness point of view. I have friends that their parents' business collapsed until now, their parents died in a very, very miserable state. So what are you talking about? What was the essence of killing those military men? Couldn't he have retrieved the money? He claimed they are rich. And he doesn't seem to understand why somebody heading a country, head of state, must be large or fat. Did he leave office slim? Did he leave office poor? Utaka went for Utica or whatever, went for a loan. He was killed. Is loan not payable? So if you don't know something, don't come and provoke some of us. I'm using that word because it takes some of us back. It takes some of us back and it makes some of us angry. If you don't know something, you shush. You don't pick the phone to come and dispute as if you know all. You know nothing. Abi, thank you.
Yo, Mama Babs, thank you very much. Ebusia, Anke Dani, Mama Yenya Botre. Once, Mame, Pa, no, Casayo, Obetim cry, Nana, Osei. You are talking from the small boy point of view, or your eyewitness. So, Anke Dani, algebra. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sabe.
What are you doing there?
Radio to be our call.
Yo, Yadayamias and Pachamononco.
Where the Akrobeto and make to my bank, so. Yani, the Emia is na Obia or name acting for you, and I think it to be asking, Unim Gabra brothers, please forgive me for bringing this on this platform. Now, sister Rollins, ever saw me as soon as it was Friday. I also into Saturday morning. Now, I represent see Gabra brothers, and that make us a day and be a certain area. Let be asking to electricity. You saw when you Gabra brothers. Yeah, they were there because of Gabra brothers. But it took just a day, Rollins. Abedin same who were a certain edubiase Saturday morning. Nipa Jani Kukunimo. Because Gabra brothers FBA in Juma, Emma, Omon Peter cried the Kumasi Opio name story I make a Diabidina dance. What is the good company? No? If you go to Edubiase right now, Oko gap near or gap or Oguno, Ogo Gabra brothers, Numa a supply a lot of people jobs. At a point, Gabra Brothers Company no answer with you because of violence. Oko Asen in Sita, there was a judge. The Mama Mepe NDC Asempa Don Mahama Abano, you never find one tiny the chief. Or you different, no near at the Papa Maye. Judge is so cool, Asen in Sita. It was very disheartening. And you know, maybe you have a phone in my farmer platform. You see, I witnessed that I was young. The Mr. Johnny free at the Diati Chrome Hall, of course, he's informed because of this. Or more minimum, the Diati, name this story, not would testify to what I'm saying. And he, mesre, say never be a rolling here amount for no, they shouldn't come and say it. Because I witnessed that it was Saturday, not issue at all. Issue at for that day. I don't want to go too much into that story. That happened on that morning, Saturday morning. I'm kind of emotional this morning because of this. I came to quite a Juma because the Juma will be cool. A Juma wasn't for sure. Electricity by in Narano. Gabba brothers, thanks be to God for these people. They did pretty well for Asempa and now for Akra Kumasi, all part of Ghana, Eba Ekrombo, Eba Juma. Buildings almost see now right now. That buildings now ever. Now send a match to say attending one of them. Ama college, Omo put the Diatna, a Bushia, Pobia, ye, Amo, Amu, game pass, Ama Omaino, or Manchester, Ama nursing a first a training college here. A one of my quatna, the sister almost some of mine. And yes, I'm a Bianca Gabba brothers, a Czech Ghana. Aqua could do no. And can he also be a crabby to father thing? Manuesi,
Medasi. Wafaya, thank you very much this morning, Ebusia. Satina and Ponsa Davison, good morning. Lana Simpa says good morning to each and everyone on this platform. Evira Machia Not to say
you Adom
Boko or the Achayan.
Mentia for Mama Bass, Mama Jordan, and name my wolf be swinging.
Yeah, Joso.
I brandy obed out to Mama Bass in Yabra Panis as well can be up to see. It's more we are researching. And yet, research be a we are. It is say, we are right. Ron CBD Abieno, just recently, about 79, and Phyllis Junior to Obama, Limai, and 81, was not be 2. Not any penny in Ghana. And the Unsniasa obey research, it is a 100 years near, Yinina, Yawuko. And we put that so tearful. The rose here in a year needs to be home. I will be a home. And on a ma MPP party. I can phone a rose Google Munuma, SSA or Munema, a pair say. Rose is our ba, I'm a California here for in a pet. It is a time near Ghana, I seek a super near 5 cities. Rose City, G. Canina. The friends is Casasambre. Osei date is also very shortest time. So one for si can call bank. That time next one and one. What the call bank is next one. Or no, the open will be 3 amount. And the amount for buffy, a bit 2 from the musica share, a bit of gat to Museo, and it probably be traffic away. Ghana. Na fear see be kwata kra Jerigen Rollins ni dia wotimi de bre ya ne say kakra metimi aka ne say sabre na akanfo ase na ye adehye do na other traps no a omunya kan no na omusuma kan omufi omorigin no omuba omubeye adwuma makanfo. In the Rollins cast over Mexicophone here for a pen at Tresaye. Mimi in a Matthias or the Trekay. Nemo understand the Albinia say, Satam Nakam for the Yesica for. Anna, Mammy Modi, to say, yin yan for any ever for no to quite baby jumamaye ever for ni a doku ni abiadino na omumu here for to Accra for and the brand run the castle of Mexico for near here punya peno any pan cotiasi na kakamfuni bi so here for everybody runs a so dinechi they do something before you die I come for any day so na sana o be ya dia ebema not this any airways no and so any position ewo aban any babia into what it is can be na what the pray I can for nothing na no take over the way and say adwuma bi ya aban adwuma no afi for the not necessarily airways na omunso abenye sika na omunso abenye dibre enti me ba ma hia for ni sika fa ye kan that is the mission enti Ghana ye be kabomu atamfo be hase se ye be wale before ye be wale notness yina yini to ba kon that is the mission of Lawrence ya wonko ade make say me teacher man if you say wetimi aka Ghana boom first no na kan for ye kasa enye fe kura e ma other traps no enti e kwan runs fast no Ghana do better some ya na runs abi we say agriculture na Ghana ye wo ye kuku ye wo state farms agric no the headquarters ba ko mi kuro nkufu du ayoko new job enough me no kasa yi na wo ko agric wa yes bungalow yes see bungalows so siro ama cocoa station offices no ne adia abi se wura agric for cocoa no ya ye rail line na wo mu ye ti cocoa no anyi ni pa na so wo yes sa cocoa no na ye dia cocoa no no mapia no bitala no no de cocoa no kugu aboye no jina rail so the other call train ties necessary. And the cocoa moves Rollins 1 day pay sorry, yeah, or quite the IMF bossing. And I am so human. And good agriculture or good state farms or good extension. A Juma and I jump on bakery to the Kwame Nkrumah de Unina, Rollins Negoon. And some can near the Adina, near or Tuntoma. And two man a state in it, they are not Kwame Nkrumah near Jampong, establishing. Rollins saying now, who is talking about Rollins didn't corrupt said. Moyan Kuala Mobile and Penifo Gusutiasi. Musam Penifo, Musam politicians now, Omoyas and Moya Cromfor, and so only boss like the protected Ghana property, Emma War Ghana, young boy now, Wabano, Wabrabo, Onen and Namcrofor Crusoe, and the politicians are helping you. They are killing your destiny. And yes, one more help because with destiny, we bet me a function, Timmy, Juma, with me in Nata, Asaase, when you go on the ball, a basso, and Tiana Bube to us about a bonny to fear me and son. What took my 9 year Maucra 3 years, a sober fee. 1 month 3 years, I become baby acquisition, near you until 1 month, and I got need to concoca quantum. They said, let me be out with you. And the best Ramon, yes, Ramon. Semonya kwani mo bana mo kasa reduce ha mu sanu kura ni mfiri mpanimfo ho ni mpanimfo guso tete ase Ghana na munya musuku atantana amakono emfa hweye ma muntimi mfa nkirete hweye muntimi mfa develop hweye ko no sa mu wia na mo ne ya nkori nyina e hosere. What is this school you are going for? Who is school we nyina wie so why research runs ya nyuma runs good Ghana runs the good. And the Lawrence, the only president here, within 19.5 years, Ghana by 1957, Akrobeto independence, the only person within Ghana, 19.5 years, Lawrence. And Sana Kufo by 2000, a new Ben and Rollins Yakriti, than say, what rural electrification or the Nkania Kunkurasi, or the Nkania Kosilim, or the Nkania, apart from that, what else? The Biango, why not say, oversaid the winner? It is Slamo, you are John Dramani. Also say no, Yamfa, Rollins, NDC, PNDC, NDC, no. And a did agency.
Right.
The thing, yeah, President Mam as a Ghanaian. What big idea? And I hear say, yeah, Priya, my gun and Buntu. I think what's the crowd until this time, no dear. Then you have to about man. You know, as a gun for this is democracy. Nayan to agree, Nayan fancy or mine. Now, when you have to Abaman will say a quartanwa, a Juma bang with my head, the Amayang. Let us say, and one a day, to us, ye dear mother. Ye so, I will nip why you beating ye. Anything here can say, ye na I fire dream. Nay, na I have one. Not the first 2 years we you make sure say or the Ghana institutions in ABCC. I'm a mra aya juma. I'm a constitution the enye wo mu a emma Ghana ntimi ntumpom Ghana ntimi fa wonu adwapade emmo ne ho bra na just say oh wo be fa adwapade ne ko na wo ko president bia wa baba yes say I just all be the Bosnia. Let us say, the Ghana for the freedom, and we have to say, Burkina Faso, France, control woman. You need freedom, sir. You need sovereignty. Because you don't own your own mineral resources. You don't own it. So if you don't own your own property, who do you think you are? Are you the owner of the property? If you are not the owner of the property, then someone else has it. And if you are working for that person, it means you are worker to that person. In translation of that worker, it can be called slave in your own land. Eti muma bruna mabaro muntie nyansa eti se mumu mukosuya nimdie so nyansa eno ye de obi aka na watwere na wukosuya se wo be practice so be bi na nyansa de ye de wo eno na abetu no ufi enti yensia Ghana no Asaase na eteso no yensia ho amamre ne ho amanne ene se de ye nananam de Ghana si ho ne Akoma pa no wo ma Asaase no na say who support obi and say who obi a party bar na no say e was say who be defend the right cry be claim say wrong that be muminsia die ni nsia no kweka na Ghana politics no enye tro na da na de be yesa e fi sa abre yi koi ye de no kwafo eno no okuta komapa ene be toto Ghana bi ma no si se wo obi wi ya Ghana bia ye budua mu ye be budua amu be se de kokko to wa o party nti ye be jawo but ye brum ya amamu wu enti obi a wo koye adwuma e wo John Dramani Mahama ban mu no wo kono enua boda wa konwa na wo kodi no so enti so wa anya adwuma ama Ghana fo a ye brum ya no saa enfie na du ani asan de kokko mutie tu ukodru fie pe enua na ye boro wo no na fe atso echiwo na wo sase se wo yare a sika wo wi ya nyina de beto adura no onua na sika san wo enti ye basre ani bra basa Ghana no se isi ye mai ye da bia na ye ma ye be fa desert so akofa poso na bonto ni ekunyen ye nye sa de ni biom ani bia ba this 21st century, this new world order, we are fighting to get everything back. In the reset now, President Mama said, oh, you know, the reset not supposed to be a Kufuado, and in the ministers and in the MPs. The great reset is supposed to be our mineral resources. those are exploit our mineral resources for themselves. No? Those are the people we need to reset them. We need to rewrite our contract. Say you sign ethnicity. Now you sign your mineral resource and bring. If you don't do that, the parliamentarians no kotena aside adwapade na che. Sai fie no and say yen on my man a yesuma parliamentarians no etimi ka ye hubo me ye demonstrating etia parliament no. This is all the other bia na mekam and say am for month yase. So koye demonstration bia o Ghana na koye eyekwo the bia ekun betimi asase am ye dinkunim and say ye the demonstration no better ke parliamentarians no because some the continents no sign our contract no. Said the contract renegotiating has to be done in the land of Ghana. Renegotiating. And he said, Onua, Juma the Damino, America, Britain, West, no Juma the Dam. Since Omoni can renegotiating your contract here, then we are moving to brace because we are doing business. Country building is a business. Democracy is a business idea. Anything American poor, any businessman, Asempa. If you don't have business ideas, you cannot rule a country. You cannot create jobs. You cannot open chances for your people. You cannot create millionaires, billionaires. So what are you doing? And he said, "In John Dramani Mama, we clear na research na war yeno. Onyan kwabo from ho companies no it will good it ba you go you be no 150 ho nothing on local businessmen no I work Ghana at heart in a crane now or the city roads no highways no with the more businessmen no mind 4 lanes 3 lanes no the 2 assist show no this can take care of themselves. Then what mine also could take care of. Not see the rules. I say you quite make you quite a common from giving any babaton. Nagana Asaase say to Papa. And if you ever them, you're quite you fast why you boy you got on Dramani Mama. A man of the Ghana pillars necessary and you move faster. See, we see your mind at the end drop a day. And to see a banny, you will need to some of my past. Baby can't run, say, Assembly, you was saying, what brandy, yes, tea. This thing are natural to her. They whom say, any part that's what I say. I bet me a ball runs in history from 1 to end. Abeiku Santana film. If you ever say, you hear him saying, I ever came boom. And you say, yeah, back. Now you are telling this year be defended, undefended. At the end, they say we defend, now be defended. The best way, Mummy came home, Nayasha Quampai, between our poor. You got on Dramani Mama, near drop a dear, I could be how may I have one year man for our performance, and something I can see, my near shooting a coffee.
All right.
Yo,
let us see if you're more. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sabi.
What you saying?
Jana Dumana,
yes, you're pa. Afe enko ambatoyen.
Yatia abusia fo eba platform isu nyina se afie besime urade mo obia ho ban na oma yenguna fififuro mu asumduem.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Na onye obia so akoma so ade ma no.
Amen.
Masam kakra meka ne se abe nopai. Na se ye be ko 31st idie na are dampare afiwe die oni enkrabia de ma asofo no. Ana se Mahama bandi de se die obi atimika ensemhu bi opa na. Akufu ado na no osuro no.
Asofo na ka omo ho won.
Za so fi se dam no mo ye se na Mahama bewu na se idie se And then so and then 29th I say I know 30th. And the say it's not 31st. And he says or message be the man.
So send a signal in them.
Or can in terminal as watch it. Now be our back and be a family acquirement say a marrow where I said no dear and the as were jato. And Master Kakran so I make catcher and century for any bloggers in Indian so they say. And none of pay me tea message me a newbie war. YouTube. Bako Honorable King old video no ye ebra omokoye Kumasi walk no. No more ye promise no campaign message or comma or Kumasi say efa untumine Baumia who say untumine Baumiana egu party no sa video old video no. And then me tia ubia kofa abeto hona. Or see, almost 2 Abeiku and Honorable King Ayade. I can't know all can some actually to me say. What shall say a cancer or more say party no. And I'm say say video video before November 2023 but on the 2 Abena. Honorable King say to me any river Kumasina. Omnia police for ne adikoshi akro so mu ehia wontumi ho na da no obeka say new year to Abawi 2024 enti sam krofo no ma sha se yesa no omu enhwe yie na yanso ya me fire omu enti message amanso me de ma omu nipa krofo so person otie onabo ken video a won hwehwe mu yie hu se calendar na se dada ma omonkofa video fufuro bia video dada mfa meka abato ehu asem ena ba konso so de ne se unse ye beto aba no hono a MPP from panimfo na program bi wo edweso ema omosoma Honorable King ema one owusu aduo mi mu nyina kohia ne Satam na MP no asese wo dweso no afi na ne beto 2024 abai sa okoye life ni nyina mehwe ena no na bokin ne delegates ne kasa na no ka kire o say monhwe Honorable Aduomi adwuma a wo ye maamu ena nso ni nyina akire mu ko tu ni firi hono mo enti mo delegate no nso ni nyina no mo no ayede efiri mo na mo masa programs we nyina aba Honorable King no mo kasa sa tab no a mi tie ni life enipa na sa akofa de akobata de we UK chairman no nsem one Frimpong Koduam Koshia wo party office no a chairman ne keka na adwen kire o mo efa car bi ho no ene nipa no nso de abeto se sa video no nso abeto se Honorable King asa aka no ho ne yeto abawie na wakoshia delegate ena o kasa ansem ne yede esa kire o mo after election enti san krofo no mo yesa no o munyanse hu no mo die no na ofin se Honorable King opesu otie ni video a on hwe date kura o kasa ansem no ma o mo fa meye calendar se yeto abawie na Honorable King no obi enya asem go ka me Honorable King yeto abani kura ni video a ma hwe aye omo call parliament ni na nsenye omo koye omo party wo sa East Legon enko a maintain so akogina ba bia akoka asem a kire obi enti abe masem kakra me wo kan se sa bloggers ne sa journalists for no ebinumu pen aka no se nipa crop so Honorable King ho asem a won hwehwe mu yi ansa na ode asem kora na beto Nti abe nyame nka ho.
Me da say opening onka also ho.
Minimum say etina 31st there. Ye nyina hia mpai bo pa ye de be wura afufufuro mu.
Ampa.
Nyame moa 2025 there. Ene ma pam firi mu mura.
Amen.
Na president nso a Ghana na yato abade naba. Nti obia nso mfa akoma panta na chi. Na yenya nkuguo nsemo a ye di hia no no. Se ne ye be ya de Onua na si na ni so opeso ye ma oman no. Obetimi awurade be na dom.
Na wetimi aye.
Na obetimi a deliver. Eno ne hia because I'm penny for no about Obien ho you will be me Obien ho about Yami Wafa and Asempa. The American is a Nipan Beba no obey your mind ye. And one yen in I to know the Obe Bia, Sammy me penu, Yami trace a crown why you know. And yes, in I dear Piebo, a time Chinani or Peso Obeno. Utimi young Quadia, Ghana and you be a dear yen idea. No, I. Na shawra di dia nu na be baba na obi nsumna bye.
All right, thank you very much for. Now Riku says this is how some of our countrymen are. Danny man said the development will come through the people with a visionary leader. Loudness impossible. Exactly, my brother Babs. Exactly. My thought, exactly my thought, Babs. It's not only about staying in power for only 4 years. And Riku says, I support the idea of Babs Coker that when the term of ruling is over, Mahama should not enjoy it, but to open up and for the next election, not for himself. And no, the abetimi esi. No.
Hello.
Huh.
Mebra bibe kasa si anti am afrena. Platform mabia me wo so bia aye MPP platform there. Me hu so mo ka Asempa de fa kan ho kra me bi sa no kra me ntiase. Chese mi se eto abawie yi. Akwese MPP for asore kan susoro bi me dwene ho amentiase. Ebi ndo ni pa kra yente se wakasa se bi mpa obeba na se wo ma. Enso di omo ye papa yi pa ma dwene ho sa ha. And no say platform back be say wo Finland and no way ba Europe ya o say o makofa yi bi ya na ken ka say ono ne security bi na watch man na ne make school o si ja akona back mo to ne man iska o say no 10,000 100 million kaniska no o mo boss no mo ka say ona gu campaign no e say mo ka papa no say o ti kwa bu fu keke me dwene ho sa Africa is a problem pa they say start almost start Sunday man say say wa man say na chita for say yes so yes and type part na chi bi ma fight ni be na fine and then you share the kura before it has be a be kind na America and just some kito do mo ye no and that also be me we na mo we tofa afa Rollins in sama ye kai kan papa ni mu pa de metra se bo me Rollins story na me fa se me de maka se me free UP me na no mase for Ashanti ni akoda ye free ati ye na me papa ne ma mu na ye friend ni abewura PP papa ne che me kan se bi kire ma me hu se no kura ye kan obi a wabo Ghana pa so yi Kwame Nkrumah Frank Rollins democracy yes is ye enjoy senya Rollins aka bi kura up now de nim de asi o soja fon ko mu ti so din sem ani adisa and the way I know what Chester Rollins said was expanding electricity cord the whole Ghana near the near Kwano. That's a Rollins who said no way agent Quanum dear a woman is there or Tamfusian was or such a nepa. Obian one free UP PMP Pima and no account is once more, but you know, even though Kwame Nkrumah we MPP for you penny 400 now, I'm 80 and Penasem. At the Aquasa Ghana before now, minimum said you pen correct before you pen correct. Na say na mai bi ka se bi won hira na watch sense na na the bass no o ma jo so statistics no kwa fa so inflation economy no o ye unipa no o tete odi obi an fa so e party nya betra eti inflation no baka se bia e 20 no wo hwem kura che se enke buru kura ti ya bi before no dwe ho a won ti ya ase Obia ni wa ofri UP ma obeka Asempa fa Rollins ho da. Yes sorry omtwema ye nyina ntronko a akan 43. Akan metu akasa yes sorry 1995 ntro. Eti nenu me babu chiri na mu say no ya before ye different nim kwanya me fast boy ye betu atra ne kuku story na da ade ni papa be nyina be sua ho ade o na ye twa ntro diri pa nyina ne da ntino de nam anso na nye sa na tie eti Rollins ho nsam kan na ye tie ni nyina me say me hu say fa 90% free kan ni na ka me nyintum me nkrofo ne yempe no kore de me mahunu no ansem bia me papa no nem nanam kan a me to masuma me gini ye ma betimu no kura mo say no akan for your problem to Rollins asem ya ye hwe ye na Rollins so tie mu papa no bo Ghana papa no bo Ghana UP ebesi ya MPP no ye na ye said o say mama sa na tie eti Rollins asem na de e fa ya ntro papa no bo Ghana ye hwe kura ye hwe democracy wa jama ye manu asi medase
meso medase Hello.
Abi.
Mama.
Yo. Asembi ohono bi baka na ochra adwena oda yesan ye babio. Ofiewra, JJ Rollins na time na ye 5 cedis so no 50 cedis notes. No ojeje. Na bi mu wo wo ho. That time I do save my mommy. Onye de okro baby. No onya hint. Nti mama zemri kabefie obase so ni 50 cedis ni na okay save wa bank ono no save mama me ye de man cho affect him more but ono mpo oka him me brother ya obaka say sisiale o say papa bi fa net na ho papan ofa net na ho okay my Rollins na asama na apart from papan e for so bi on we say JJ Rollins na asam on the papa neza ono all come obey ne dawon obey favor ono no kan you e de JJ Ben ne baby okaka dame military ne PDs ne PA fo no wo ho monya bibi or the brand into fit that time in yama kroye man na si democracy JJ Rollins no the be that time abuzi e wo na yi democracy France was democracy. But just the democracy came again because of the military ruling now we had for a very long time. Now running democracy not the band or the back for young Ghana he brought it for himself. The Nekufad Muye demonstration or the by in the sense there the other young crofon say Akuman in age maybe are not sure all day. Zana kumane chire ma otse nkwafa no oye no we would so amba democracy na la so wan civil obe civilian no obe democracy bia ma won to aba enyama no nkodu ye man. That's why the constitution of Ghana was written in such a way that it will favor him. What's the president Oshida only bibi or emission from something and sana so it went to in his favor and one more can in their favor. Oh now see JJ Rollins ban or the light buyer why they still in crossing the light in you why they still in crossing the light in you in Juba Ghana man can they JJ Rollins last one yeah careful papa na zo ka kire dia we so asam di obi hu a ono ne zo na ehia na adze ne bi trinye na otale ye na ahon ye le kasa wakandam na o hye na ebufu. It takes us back, but we still want to help Ghana to be better because e wona ye fi e wona ye ti ye na yan mo ya kokora ye na asafo wo fi Ghana entai maybe mu ya kasam na ma mo ma kan tire de ye le kan onya no kwa ebi awale ka say isikete bi fi papa bi na no ehia so yele kan za ehia le yezi ye nyu ye du huni kede match factory our hinfa baby na why second in second crocodile factory ni na no onye Ghana ni ye rubber bonsa ye rubber factory ni na lo wa hin Oguya na JJ runs the banner, Oba no muno, Obogun. And send why Mamonka. Yellow can summon there, Mahama Aban. So in Yama was saying, I'm trying to revive it. Now, Musuban, Maba too, as in Chinamu de Gunquanumu. More said, more Shanko Fabufu. You put a yellow back a JJ runs, Obey, I thought you dead, or friend that, or making sure that of your rubber can. Integration. Oh my, in Ghana, we are all Ghanaians. That's how it is. No can there you power apart from Kwame and Power. What about a champion? A champion, oh, yeah, JJ runs a message in Nala. JJ runs a message. I make me go school, baby. I make you more train a metal crate. In the train or the way, Juma. Train lines in our hin. And then picture be a muhuni or Billy Ghana, West London train line. In this place, we encroach assemblyman or who we are done. Train lines now, if I around sometime the train lines they will collapse now. Okay, you good damn. Now what goes on? What look to coffee shops now, you the papa. What broom coffee now, you the papa. Obi was the car, what shooting at the papa. I am Mumba Fanamon customer. Oba me Mubim Yaye. Shem crossing and crana all over Ghana the light to Crowa. In crossing the light to Wawa. Maybe a crossing a light to our Ghana. 21st century. When the one was so lantana. Remote areas, even transport and what to call. Yet train lights are not remote areas. When you put your was near the Tonium. Accra Sound Kofodia. Train lights near the Yanium, Nayato. Nina our Hinfa. Ninala our Hinfa. Company sober good Ninala our Hinfa. Company sober good Nina our Hinfa. I am permission to be my church to be a cow. Inside Mamma back can there, more back a JJ Rollins Nasa. No one could cheer no winner. Oh, yeah, name Grasson. Emba, what if you should be able to pay? Why not swear a number? No one could cheer no yen. I am Mamma take us back to yesteryears. One man sleeping dogs, one lie. You focus or you are pressing on forward. One may ambua, Nayasha Mahama Wabi, Mason or the Ghana, or the Nibesi. The indiscipline our Ghana, JJ Rollins introduce here. And your man no introduce my boys, so to me catch a teachers to work or striker, and teachers work or striker. Obama say PDC force, boys in Pomu if he's not there at the front one. What school I catch Radi. Abena didn't know any more catch it. And you also know be introduce here. Nana bread into Nana babies with sharp it was a yen, net was payback time. No, do I say, Nayayo. Miss Sammy, I can still picture JJ runs on the television telling Ghanaians not to buy Appiah Minka soup because it's made by a Ghanaian. How can you be that wicked? Such a person with such a statement. Daku farms, time Mr. Daku, or you contesting were friend in politics. JJ runs about some refer to Akoko Daku. Such an insolent person. Now most are more praise. GNTC, I want to tell manager. It's our own canal want to tell manager. US wahin, Kingsway wahin, Queensway wahin, UTC wahin. Nanya time no collapse here. GB Olivant wahin. Nanya time no collapse here. I am a moon be my mofra. Samoy and Brentiamba, Moonshi and Fi, a bimo. Momba Kasama, over provoke Yemubil. Kaka be making thank you.
Mama Babs, hello. Went to me engine so thank you very much. Ebusia yantua dwumedi ne so na yankoyenim. Osha messages now reset like rebooting your computer, but to Ghana it's constitutional review, oral, the fight against corruption, theft, stolen of government properties, etc. And no. Now, Black Souls now, Ghana economy is 7.4 now. So let's see. Black Soul, he should start from his past year first. And no, some not the other. Hello. Year first. Hello. Hello. Year first.
Hello.
Yeah, opening. Hello. Saying.
Nini ati saying.
Me hoya na onso.
Yesu Adom.
Mo. Ambaja ma u TV set no volume ne nkofo ma answer unya feedback. Why?
Okay, yo.
Mo.
Yo.
Efide okasa
yete. Ayi amu ye debate ni ayi amu ya na pesa me kire madwen kakra.
Mbacho ekwanda hododo.
Madwen kire nyina ne se emse menu aba na obekasa asisi ya no. Anu okondem abantie no asem na obeka aye no. Emse onu so onya abotre kakra. Said onu hu JJ Lawrence no. Sa no miso ametiwa me no okasa sisi ya miso me hu ye. Me hu from foundation ba bi ofiti ase. Eba nyina ni ya wo yemu yeso ya wo yemu bebere am yeso yedum pempen so bi ya ni afri abante na asem o ka no he's right because mami o ka say no one of those time now o ma no Ghana ya fra bibi kalabule antuma kura kodwa so a ye de praye ni ya chechire ni ye de asie maybe ebia mesrameka ebia ni mami ana ni then ananum bi no sajman na no moye those people no they hate Rollins ba ye no ye hu die si Ghana se Rollins ama ka Ghana ma mi yanko kasai nka ne kro ko tumi modi ni Ghana niama na ekoso sabre no mu no na tan bibia open mamu bia se ukobo obi prokokoko ansa na wonsa aka ubeko dwa so no niama no ye de sign na aye keke ansa na wokọ ho awanya bi papa ba ye nyina Ghana fo nyina de okase ekura bi kro kan ho ye nyina tai na chi junior Jesus ala na ye frɛ no obeye bia fine na nipa de wo ye atuma wo ye dan nipa bonefo bebam anipa bonefo bebam etisa manyo se mazisi aye en fact wo de beto ha enu bi no shi aye Rollins and can't you be as on Kumasi market as a market. No, what she has had before a Sabio Yama minimum near Miamano. No, Mumro. Why can't you be doing a military room? Son, I am never. She never crosses soldier for any form code duties were Bontana. She acquired Mufaso, Omutmu the Yelly Pabia Kayakadia, Renan Wada, or Mom code demonstration. She acquired a Mufaso.
Yeah.
So, eti nyamani bi ho a obi kire na adwena mo mani kire because abati asem okay o say ye crucify Rollins maami asem okay no me manati ase ne say Rollins ade obeya ne Ghana no mama mpanfo mienu na mo de mo di o maye ahemfo no saa na mo so mahamba ebu ma mo so ye kromfo ye die kofo ba ye hu bi kofo ba ye hu de ye kofo de ade ba ko a me de regard no ani say oba no na o ma sundue ba ma no nti ade dia ya na metwema no ho de yesi e pade pa de my man koso ba ma mu a unhu ba kokora kira mi ade asesi ya yemfa se me de fikufo so oba ye no ne ma oba ye ya asesi man no eti ho a ye soso aba ai mama ni sika ki o kira me bi papa ya mami asema o kai papa akufu adu ba ya na anu okọ nei on kire me de akufu adu aya ne mamu ho pa ebe ma man ni sika se ma we me ba me bebu man no me di we ba ye wo me ya na afi man be nya faso se ya ba ebi si ye Rollins ne dom ne parties omo na kreti be no kra mo fa tu omo ho so mo ba mo se sagu omo so sa kan sama emfata Rollins wa be ya ne de ko wakoda di mu mane ngwanna di do ombe kanfo no mo nya mo nkanfo no ye ka si ye kan ye be kan sem bebre ye mu bebre ye nim de na wo manu ye nim ahemfo bi ma no mo peja o mo batie nim nyama bebre we doesn't want to talk ye ka si ye kan nyina e be hage
all right
eti na mrante na ba no mo hu se sem na mo kana ye tura e ye da na ma me ko ye ya o ma me ko di 50 series no ti ko tie 50 series ya rikudam ya risika kudam na rikubank ya nyam kwala o Ghana o ye ni bie wo mu nyina na mka say I don't want me person me kom bebre besra me nua ba no amrate na ba no mu hu ne ma bia ni so mu na mu fa chechere man no because ye ya gene no ye tam ye de ma na twam me ma me say me papa say me na me papa kra me papa no wo ko di se unu ni aturo twa to a me ka me fa ho ben me fa ho ben that is you what you brochire umba brochire what you say broni e favor ma me ana papa da Yet you approach us soon colonial mentality na did I again. At the end of the panel yelling here, Uwaka once and penny a reference. It will be yet Bonimian Kana. Munya Mantiano, no more yet your Omosu, Yaseno, Omu Ghana, no the airport. Omwa mribi subedru omwa subedjina pintia ka se sa ne papa no ma na ye ma menom no mo haye mo musua bibi mfrim anye so mo be ka bibia no makwo condemn mo sa mo ye papa anka wati tene wati nke tene wa nye papa ye be ka wo ye papa ye be wo ye boni ye be ka di minya mesrama munya amarante ye no o ma hu han na mo mo ni han la chi ni ye fa chechire ma no na ma no ye nyina enyanto papa ni ye nyina ye fa mfira mera wasiminia
meso meda sefa
Everyone boy me Akoma for na me Binka no seni avintu minyo seni.
Hello,
Mr. Abe.
Yeah.
I think I may have started all this stuff, but I just want to come back and try to reset your program to get back on focus to what we were discussing. My initial response was just to, the two early attacks that is already, or expectations that people are already trying to set up for Mahama. That was my initial reaction. That's why I came in. But I just want us to get back to, the program.
Yeah.
Like I say, every situation in life, there are victims and there are beneficiaries. So people will respond from their victim side of it, and other people will respond from their beneficiary side of it.
Right.
So people have angers, people have frustrations, but that's where we are now. The man said we reset. Let's move ahead. We're talking about Mahama, so that's why even when the Rollins issue came in, I feel like, come on, let's put the thing in perspective. Right. So please try and narrate change the narrative back to your original stuff. All right, please do that. Right. Please, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mama Babs.
Yo, my brother, baby. My brother, yeah, I'll bet me dim pum chumper that one, or say them, I can't there. My mammy know a business. If you business phone that will pay 50 cedis because that's one what they try that ne can easy. No outside no other crop bank. Man can there or hoard 50 cedis.
Oh, okay.
They are kalabuli. But no ask me kalabuli. Now a branch and Bama Bano doing the say Rollins not the democracy bay. No, you're not the democracy bay. 1, demonstrations in Ghana, and 2, foreign pressure on him because no what's another actual. You don't turn the child up. That's why we had democracy. Now, 3, a branch and a candidate, or the light or the crow baby, which is not true because sister you can say is soon Ghana baby. And so Asempa will be can. We must bring people on track there. The Oracan say you put academic na onto them. Or then no call or daisy. And so maybe in back and there, you probably say see previous a year or back and there. The American kidney day. And when there. Ni man there or your NDC, but see, I'm America say, Mark and that 1 million for party colors in Twinchen.
And yeah,
share how our country will move forward.
Right.
That's what we have to do. Inside Mahama Bay, where that OUC or Yamedeni resets to reset Ghana. And we might be transformed by the renewal of our minds. Attitudes need change. We will do certain things better. Now, so we can there colonial area knew where in check we wouldn't have current governance. In Tadibi or you should mistake be away yesterday now. We don't want those mistakes to be repeated because all seen what doing the way in Yamaye, one poor man. Sister, how are we going to make things better? And to say Mahama be or chum or the enyama. What was the JJ ones but said or the bar or revive now? It will bring back jobs. What lot of places are the megalam same Pembranti and Belwobo one day. One risk or life. Will finish scat. Never obey a bibia. Obo Kwanam one over one day or a decent way of making money. because oko takrade Accra in Sawom Koforigia Kumasi one was start to revive in Yamana. And then they'll get back to work. They will get back to work. And you may pee why minima. Then you will collapse. It's not or benefit or money. I remember on the way to Takrade, you see Keko Citrus Factory. Where is it? Oh yeah, Jimmy. And so deodorant Nazinya in your lime no was here. And so I say, my uncle it been called round. When your feasibility studies me, no one bring back all those area beyond Jimo. And my family when you be here, no one day Jima or put one life at risk. That's what we have to look forward. On your door, the Hinaya when the young to can day. Mahama Mbra, Yanshan a kind umbra. Oh, but now be that before we condemn. I mean, condemnation, my may want to do too much, although maybe, but my other me so much into it. Meaning there was a stitching time, saves 9. Now, prevention is better than cure. Had I known, it's always at last. And so, your cancer not Tibia. And so, do a while, or be able to do now, Queen, because in poetry, so, or in the nature, and so in the yachan, more by yet. They okado you are yet and Sunday Akasa. Debbie, why the resident? It's a 5 bedroom, sir. Instead to 4 and I can come here. I'm a pedam the crotal wire 5. Well, are you now going to dig a new foundation? No. And say, you may young boy, all hands on deck. Young boy, young man, mon could ye. It's maybe I'm back and there. Well, for the UP4, 1 Pagan and name or Pagana. That means something now, young cries some. Or Asempa of Obinanoka. In Ghana for. Ya Boma Ghana, why ye? Or a shallow minded statement below the bell statement. You Pino, CP Pino, MP Pino, NDC Pino, Party Biala, ya Ghana for. Ghana in here focus. I think I bois to rebuild it. Period. Thank you, Abi.
Midas, Mama Bab. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Abeiku.
Uncle Ishmael.
Abeiku, morning.
Not then.
Abeiku, Mechama, Fiula, Mechama, Bia, performance.
Bia, Joso.
How to be out. Abeiku, what is happening in America? I say, in Colana, I can't, but we saw the castle, and maybe Chile Nazi. In a castle, Rollins, Sunny, as in a normal roll here. Won't ask you. Just a be at you. No, no, Goldsmith. Goldsmith or Lancet or Goldsmith. You see, you see, go for. Yet, you know, Bruno, I'm a photo of names who are Tahoro. Oh, my God, this is comedy, no money, no way. On no mistake, grab. Just a be a BCO. Yanya can you say, yes, a be I will be in the navy and catch you. Yet you need a wound, the farm here. Yet you need a wound, say, I did a lot of my no, well, it's still that's kind of the no, I'm not my dear. That time, the same night, this Cacobank. And you can go free, or you can, of course, if you haven't come down. I can hear you, can try it. I say, no, you're just a did. No, live a fair guy, so you have a point on your Kodisca, but you need it. Because you can in a car. That's not my deal, you're a good of my dear. Oh, you? Oh, the channel. I almost died, so I think on the agent, or rather to the agent. I got money now before before it can offer like a first offer. I want something I never beat down to the end of the first. One of the other Google for you or go PH more. You come factory no make individual. I mean, I was trying 19 years, you can't see the end of work. Now, wait to join them one day. But you might be in a Ghana honor, has for the back Ghana honor. I know this is a any. And then we have been quite still now, dear channel. Or the channel. People are cool on the temple, and they're cool. Oh, dear, can't, or the channel. Dear, can't, you know, be any day. Even though I'm penalized by the end of the cheetah. Because the more the minimum pushing of one, the more the and yes, and Ketua. Yes, I can't see a kind of aqua. Or the more the and minimum pushing of one. I will tell him, I mean, I got a but on our PND and 1 year this. So the channel. But I won't particularly obey. Oh, it is first card. We turn to the Colombian penalty because we will say, buy lots of what you want to be. But
But mama na no I say this na never I say ka na na dey minute after so be try to num 2016 no buy na 21 man show bia antu na ka support me hwe maye o dey nya me kala me support 2020 ka we just want to man no to man different to man no o dey me say because I bought me hwe the kind no wa nya o kete me na be da if you na jo o dey ona bu kele di TV you ka say Ibrahim mama to one chance go no poison ni ya hu ni nyina ko si say oh ti no say this near people nyam mo ay ba ye bo pa ye nyina say wa ha be Ghana ye tu ko te Ghana so mama wait my Ghana ye anya cause mama no can only do all pa no mama na ko no pro all that I don't mama flat to be Ghana say I come and ya chain no so be no ma chain no I that keji mo no ana so bi awan so be dia bro wan Ghana no say can oji ye no ekun ko foju mama ni hia nkofo say hia na ni da wo mu no cause for capital never for we no ko boat ko kwanche kuma for bebre because job can you na dance my no hotel or running your friend say I transport business ne bana madam power wona say because ne ba bi wa be fa here no ni sika no hu do fa yet cause in so ta ko ya juma ba sika ni na ma sika ni na o to fa guye dra na say born form Onua na di no sa fe baba oh yeah me tell enti anu na maga na fo wo je ko wotimi tell ko se minister fo bepe wotimi sika di nyepe wana e kan sika fo mo America nyina le bi amuni ye obi aye pe na e jom sika nyina America be di hia enya juma obi be create juma no obi enya bi aye eni tell ko your doctors your nurses oh yeah me tell no ni your nurses aid ni your mo plaka nyina bi wo honom eti obi enti no obi anya pe enya juma sa so yeah me tell no so do sa so timu a oh enya ye enti mi nyete so ma we safo no di nyo musika na ete China for get billionaires no because the whole California billion but get billionaires no get ejuma ye here for nye bia nye sky ya to bia di na ka say me need da na ya safo ba say go pa da nya ejuma esa ye nyina be here ye obi ya le ko na say o da me chano obi ya ndi le mu ne se nya di obu o ha o Ghana wa o nye sika say obi billionaire ne here no ne dia ne say ade be che o nye sika to de ne di that's it opia woni de na so be tan wa guno e kafo ni nyina goma juma e here for be here mo because kemi ko ba so be de obedi di na here for na here ni ne ana mistake wa mi anjin tum one way mistake mi anjin tum ina o ka se na we ya ti dia ya bre asa obi obi an o yale na do onya edi na ye den what na emu wi ase ati what na nyale mi ka so bitiri e obi ati wu eni so be wunu wa nwu jo nya kemita na Asaase mhunu no wa gwa kika to go foti obi a kika kabi no wune obi a so funa asem na wo o yale kra na wo kika se o yale na ne yale no mo de yemo de pa e ba wa bo pa e no mane fa bo o yale o hospital nya pa e bo na se yale o hospital no ko isi o president obinya best care wo ga so obinya heavy doctor so mo he yale ene hia enti mo nya se o yale fa se bia ma so na ta wo fo so mo nya mo bia no me na me de ba ye na we na de ba na ye den ye na benya firim osa obi an ye ni aka se ni asafo amuso e ma wo mo ye sanse me ameti we mi ko asala mi tambu ansidi na wo ko $1 wo benya suka da be ye sanse mo hunu we ya be TV so di muslim di asafo suit na wo to ka na wo na fom na masa wo hia o mo nja asafo fo no kra na mo fom be bi fra ya so mo so a na em de na ya mo de mi se mi yo aka se ye kina di ye na tempi mi na mo bi amehwe sa de mo a wo mo kesi sa yi na wo be he na wo mo nyesika e no mo de pe eti wo be bi amehwe e bi andi kan ni jaji radio anya no am e bi ba krista so he mari ba disaka me jai me se be na wo dia wo da wa be kika ta ko so no metie bintie o na me de kredit o me na tem na me kredit ko aka be mbio na ka MPP na mu nguno no mo ton be ya be me da se fa
me da se mbo
enne me sia me bofunu
ende ebusia eni die mu a masramo am say Rollins issue no ababeyi Nentikra topic amede tujano as a Rollins topic abe cover. The topic for discussion na reset interview amebo ye papa John Dramani Mahama kase sabre no reset na odeba and reset no corruption or bekwetia or sanso be make sure say enuoma bia abanya okwei wase no abanya japade an wafa ina or baba hwe say sa accountability na baba ko And you know, Master said, let us talk about the topic of discussion right now. Omanpeninjo Mahama ne resetter Odebano Ebasa Ebebuaye. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I see.
But lower TV set, no, I say feedback and an
okay. Maloenu.
Okay.
Mpacho, Michachi Abusia from Yinano Muti TV, so, anti. First, of course, and say, Sa guy no be kayen. Asem no be kayen. Me kasa free German.
All right.
About Lawrence, asem no kano. Say so omo kasa dia. Me di omo hu ya pa because omo both on sa guy ni maami ni na omo ye MPP from say omo ti make us a small boy no where NDC ni there na enye no kure enti obia penny party enti say asem na ye ade bia na e pese enko so a Ghana kosu na e nyina pe na sesia se Lawrence abo maami ana obo papa die na u papa na u maami ye ansa na Lawrence born oho no say unkano na upese on can say so Lawrence are too gold Ghana there and gold no umfaso no na Akufo-Addo sutu adenti na monka na Akufo-Addo ye no adenti na monka Akufo-Addo akun nkrofo na Akufo-Addo akun ye no obi atime akwesti asem no and Lawrence they be Lawrence asem no moka work say light and nuclear by this time of one calculated so years na Lawrence will be free akunya no so na up to by this time Ghana mbiem nkuruma na why jim found ye my empokra mo didi na tambedu se Lawrence enti omunja samfun omu ya amoka no
oh kafra Mr. opening hello
enti won what ya bochire no say nyina ye nyina abochire ya
Masra and some phone the trisine. Why? Because your person platform no thank you.
My chance.
You got also what you
young quada, yes, Obia Chenajo, anti Manon Casse, say, because young quadan, Yania be, says Yania be because of me found so soon a me babu tree, anti say, Anka me chrome ya, Anka me found so soon babu tree, anti Sasam no muya mukano, or munjai says Yaniati. Reset na John Dramani Mahama Kaino, Ayanukura or Baye, or Mumpa or Baye, or Munyaji or Munyanjia, or ye Ghana president, and I didn't so beautiful thing say, President no wako, Wasaba, Sadian and Hapida, Yankupombuano. Nyankopomboa wusu unu abusia nyina nyame bo ho ban
medase thank you yo I have a problem with the topic of discussion this morning. As a Rollins Kakrebe film no it has taken off the topic Ayisha say Ghana omampeni Mahama Bay. Let us concentrate on that. Rollins factor no mama end. Hello, good morning.
Mr. Abe, good morning. Hello.
Mpacho, good morning to say.
Adom ni humo bro.
Yo.
Oge uwe juma pa adenya okasewate.
Amen.
Adoma we hiambotre because the air course nyina no se we anya botra untimi enka ana obenya yare ekura na de omo akofa Lawrence Abbey say mama na abedi president no de ne rules abeto abonten na ye ka ho asem na brand ye obesi mu obeka say ma sister babu asema wo kan no say ni nya no mo antwa because yes titi will be chere o ye sori a yes ye sum Jesus ye kwa sori na ye nim Yesu obi ehun da enso na adwuma pa obeye ye ninti ene obi a say o sum Jesus asori for the who did iska ensam we nim na ye efa Yesu no ho na me de America bi ene say Lawrence baaye no ayigufuo ni esremufo oboa wo mu papa omamu bebre eba edibi ba abrochi a bi betu ye betu bi wa ha onanti etetu ne etetre sa me na ma wo me second born etetu na ma wo me second born Lawrence Nkrofo sojafo se Lawrence amakwan yanko mu ntimi mrowura Nkrofo fie na madware ewo bathroom mi pie se ya pene sojafo me nsa ejina me kwan no tawo obo mi mo hwa na apegu fom se Lawrence ama wo mo kwan a oye military de ya ama wo mo kwan a wo ntimi nya de mo ye nkumase no Brantie ni jina wo so ye kani o se de no ma me ye hiani tina no support no na osikani bia ni wa no be support sa ankwase asem a Lawrence be di ni Ghana no me ma me mo last born antibedu no awo ne ba 40 days am na me so ma 2 weeks and na Lawrence ma ne Nkrofo kokum no wo osu no wo ni fie wo dwade wo ni fie ne yira wo an ye kofa ne kokum no wono na busuani wo musa ke na obegina ho aka bi ko nyina wo nka bi sa asem wo kofa ba no wase nipa akoma ndi umesira mo sa topic no mo mfanto nchen na mo kasa mo kasa topic we ya na emmoa sa boliga no amu ye corn beef Lawrence ne begu no shoot bottle near yen nswem ne yire Lawrence ajeman en woton ma no Ghana Airways ewa hene chipo ewa hene di oye ni kumase na sofo asare ye de ne bo ka ato sa me na ma wo ewo fie ye de ne ba ka ato wonam kageti anu wapeja ansa kosoro so usunie mo wonsunie mo usua wonsanam soro ene ye atwi nipa ba wo fom Lawrence wa akoya sa ane ma ne bekoso oba kunu ye Asante region ti no ye sa kunu na omo ka omo gina wase obeboa Kwame Nkrumah anya dam na nko wono obae e de be no de be ye electricity kwa be no obeyi ye Kwame Nkrumah beyi kema motorway na ho Lawrence ni motorway be no obeyi ye school be no obebie ahoye anti no obae ne ye kan rich man in Ghana otoso 10 oso oba mahiafo ne esikafo pe obeye hia ni anwrafo ne igwefo ne siremfo no osesa ho begu abrochi wo mu na nya aba ne mu chefa enti wo kapa na wo mu ani abre tina NDC ayi siremfo party ne anwrafo party no wo fa be maminya na de ekone
yo me das
oni pemu wana tu memona
Nanado one yera dampare ewo bibia na efisa present awards mawon wo hwe dampare obegina ne nchen hwe nanado ni dimina at the time na oma dampare award na what the ade ne hye ne nsa it tells you something is not right may observe it critically and I'm here then oba kura ochia no o de hwe sadie we critical na hwe ade just watch it hwe dampare ene nanado na hwe nananim hwe nanim boko hwe o de hwe on any one simple yeah. Hello,
Mr. Abe.
What for you?
With the my son baby.
Yo.
Yeah. Now we see. I think say the DStv topic for discussion.
Yeah.
I think say we were on track until I think say question be a better part from the map about the Kasa, you know.
Right.
But the name say map can be said. who is a research, no, and I think some more about the Caribbean, or somebody said something like, a year, Ankomah, factories near the Oye, I was here when you evening in a that was the Akrobeto when they buy it.
Sir.
And now, Obiba say, Rollins and good in Jumabia near business, and then the Akrobeto we take now the buy. But if he say, and Kaweno so a backer, because the retrieve factories near there, because I think to be a sorry for me, I'm sorry near there. And what share Bonster factory near there in the city. It's with those saying in definitely no one is bad better because through that no or through him no understand your many in area to touring. And he no nama the dinner bad better. We can stay fast near there. They bet me as I go back. Ma or more HBI is on your manner because never boy any part of the way. I think for so. Jokwa any other union army name that's just from Oha, Nini Pado Dona, Juma, no meaning or Moye. Not a but one is band will be good that yellow. And she may feel say, if we want to retrieve those back in here, definitely no. Once one is bad back down because through him no, and I started being there is here. And she and when I'm better draw your attention to.
All right.
In fact,
thank you. Medasipa. Hello.
I'm Stabe.
Yeah.
That was in there. I said, "Oh, she won't put what's it? Yame on show pa." Now platform no said they say I see a casino. So Yam said them mammy over Casino or Kayano. And can be said some topic, but they said they are denying this topic and candy bug middle. Because some have a booming now, so for her and this I know they are banished. No. Asama, Yama, Meno, Obekan, see if I run his home. But Bibi or person correct, maybe I can me a Santiancasa, Frikumas. And in some now, Okano, Bibri or Ham fans, a mesa be make up Becca some kind of public to from Jessame Acolao. Na di tunu ma wie school etimetwaba ye na mo ho tre komni na mehuni nya akola sa me ko 6 years na aja afutuo dia na ise fie no die free pa mu nchen de o kana nsem na betima kana se ye ya kan mamu na ye ya sante mamu ho no nipa na wo ne se abreso asuja fo buru wo ne ade nyina betima ka se 80% o ya kronfo 80% no mo fa mo nya de ye asam no kra ba ko pe 80% na 85 no mo nya de ye Momian can crunch ho. If the free cell run is a free one, a baby or bia, and quite a fast young one some near. What am I? Rollins or Chinkania Coba, Bremise, Babylon, Kranza, Srim near Adam business call. But Bia Rollins was pandey electricity coin. Ananado, Aneko 4, Yen Trabaman, Kofo by what man yes hadn't be. Nanado buy another crowd the crowd is 00000 or buy electricity, 1 power crowd went me and farm accounts on there. Once I this for in buy no mama. The obey and can you I'm sorry I'm saying the not buy what must send it doom so and the other dear power no they can want me but yakata so yeah say mama and they didn't so buy so doom so mama obeto so galam say run is abdas nagalam say or kufa abdas nagalam say or mama abdas no na nakufa buy obey no worse or the mama party for na almost sense you ama pikrotim ka andi sifo na kofa nipa free boken aba mo se yinim papa kan so me kan da bia me ya santini me ya kan but ye na kanfo no ye ne ye sai Ghana ye ne ye nka no kore ye mfoni fo nka no kore rone sia ye kan se mo ba kumase ne ade ye bono so se oye chicken Jesus ye ta tie zito wataka sasa mo se rone se niema obe no obeboa Ghana papa but ye the tribe ye pack and ye person hwe Ghana, me na me come see ya come from titro. Me ya sentini metima chiro me feed me free and fee. We ya infantini cry mu. We ya brunya mu. Ucho woka twi cry se ho teach maka krabi ne yesero. Eti ya wo subai bia ya nyasa subai na first ya ma ye titro ya come for santifo edikai. So eti ya nyasa hitre no. Rollins wo boa Ghana pa sa democracy yes ma kan first ya no because Western powers and anyone. None of the money you cool no man. And they cry cool cry and attitude. And they cry you. It is a what's the power and crown air force no class 1 year to war. American want to play Miss West change the to European want to play Mao. That you will not be in panel days sudden. So tier one is interview so why year come on. Mammy say we can't Ghana riches a year or come find or when you say proof. Yeah, Saturday, some Saturday hit away a tribunal. Monsieur, we do maybe a party and people never. If you say I'm Pian Fano Crash, ye, message in ye be a quiet throne to the Sierra. Ye have runners and throw atoms near her mamma and thrown quantity penny from the go. At ye, yes, I did not. Macao, Miss Nadia and Ibiaba, Titina Neddy SMC, Titan Radio crowd for no new battery, I want to find Anko. And now, sir, phone crab, or yaw, baby, or phone gun or muti. And the next I don't know, piano. Say, yes, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Trona, Yadiatian and Nanny Biaba. Yeah, we are a party, the best cracky CPP. Madas Manosi.
Asaase, thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Abe, must have a view. The art of the quiet of high piano, I'm something. I think one of it may not region. Now, owners are still our Asante region. What do you mean, water region now? Cotas are something from us.
Asante Bia near Asaase voter region.
No, me not sure. Yeah, I had. But as for your bill, we are fighting town. There will be beer or just a beer, Casavia, we are beer, or beer, who come for say, but Sunday beer. Maybe I'm more fighting. So I say, or come for me yesterday. I somehow we all the beer last at the first Roman of Bois. Yes, and no more have fast of you were canon. Not that for no musica. A young of not no idea on some warm. Of your some city, so all the mission. But I didn't hope you. I know as I'm doing one day, because fast, no musica. I look quite. All the mission. And you because any after you what you say. The whole Ghana. I can't do quantity one on. Son of a talking. Because I thought of Rolls of Booyah. I look at it more fat. So maybe I wouldn't I mean an Akran, but just around because I'm in a fellow for Pamela. So who won't depend so to boo at the associate one do appear to one in a bono. No, I'm not my dear. It is a kind of visit. You never put me before, none of the guy. The one you could I've been here, nobody who know be as or be for one in me. What was your ass it's hard, you know, I get too much. Ghanaians, look at the Ghana, Ghanaians are born back, and yes, something. It was at the focus of the Ghana. Could you talk black or something? And you're the conscious calculate what? Say young guys from America was your visa. Look at Asante, Asante, and the Biana Asante was a big fear and just Asante me. So, Marcia, then you smoke my profile. Oh, we just putting for the father fire necklace. Sorry, I'm just a beer. I mean, you may crop them try. Mean, cross for. So I just say, and so much never so be and yes, something called nobody. Yes, I want to do what was something. Because I hope you money after we don't want to get to yellow behind, but starting in a tomb. Because all part of the memory, you know, Piatra. You know, Piatra. We are not I'm saying now for fire and notness. You know, we are here not what am I telling? But who could be all your races against you? You can't let touch on. What am I telling? You can say, I can before the 80%, then you know, you're 24. No, you're 24, or no, bigger. After now, that would bigger. And you don't to TMP because you're going to win your money, your mama, and your money. Which is true. What am I telling? I could find my issue. I look correct. And this is a better hour, something we can done. It's true. If you could focus on for him, could focus for me, could follow Kwame, a column in the cell of Edith by I dare say, never never said a character. On them, the other day, no, I got focus on the way for Bonnie for and yet a crack of what you need for Bonnie for. So fast as you want me, you be has papa. Oh, no, but it's a walk a fee, you need fee, or go anywhere be out, or papa to know that we didn't know fire notness. The now for you, my interest, I am with you, almost the end of young American and on two because I am for one is a Jinipa, as I prefer Jinipa, and two over the Constantinum, a club view or honor. A club view or honor. Two of your customers said, Yenny for Bonnie for young Kwan, that runs by our boy. The whole Ghana, because we got Constantinum number boy, pa. Look at the whole game if you're going for Bonnie. It was just a year of saying, what are we doing for Bonnie? Ah, come on, that's not a Money, Kassa. But say, now we are something we don't call, we are something now, the first. Just we are something, the old can and quit. And because a young papa, and for any for one for one. But the I tell you, young granny. I tell you, young granny. That's what I mean. If you can have a boy come for our opportunity. Yeah, can do one year, dear Sao. Oh, we are doing most now from one year because I don't hear Juma. I was 1 year for near Juma. That time, any year Juma pa. Near Juma because no matter what I just top of what it. So where Juma not the thought I didn't for one. Just as that we are no more the beat too. And look at Adam Jackie. But not any accommodation for Bonifon around 80% the Abwa because of the customer name of I have born it and no yet for Bonini, the lances out the Juma as you are bolo. On top of Cassian Musini Yabre because you know who you're continue in the Juma. Or you advance my no running no plan or run hotel, yet you bolo. Or I'm Juma Cassan now, the same way. So when you make Cassata before 80% the aircraft, what was nothing? If you want to walk a sample, 80% there, that's a woman from Yakov. Oh, now, so you are something now, friends. If you can have your Ghana no beer in the boat, you can you be and if you make a craft, have anything on any papa. The beer for 24. It's almost upset at the I think your boss at the phone, make us a couple down for me a book a phone craft for me a book of the beer one for what you any more. On a joke, I know Yajin, make us as 20% and a Accra for. Because everyone here coming in here, so we are to be a woman of Accra, that's fine. Because they wish from Accra for no year, you might don't understand here, you might think, and the Juma Dini, if you make us as well. I'll be with us.
Mr. Medasa, thank you very much. Okay, gradually I will keep getting closer to the end of the program. I think I will have to wake up the topic again. I'll wake up the topic again. Me picture be I said in Katiane Rollins 1985. Utum said, yeah, Johnson, I said in Katianka Sana, I said in Katiana Papa. Yeah, Rollins discovers I said in Katia. Yeah, Papa. That's right. Now, Donnyman said the highest denomination of currency that Rollins changed is 10 cedis, cedi Jatu. Ghana before 1979 was ruled by what? Diana Bogosi, Bojosi. So there was Kalabule, absence of common commodities, a collapsed state. And then Mama Babs countered that the political decision forced on the Bank of Ghana to withdraw the 50 cedi notes greatly erased the capital and the profits of almost all Ghanaians. And then Mama Bab said, I'm not for Ghana. I am for Ghana, but not any political party. Lana Simpa said, we need decency on this platform, please. Danaman said, it's okay, but the records, I will be 53 soon. My mother's 85, will be 86 come May. Just left back for Ghana. She was in the People's Brigade and young pioneer as well. Nti nema me 85 there. Na just onoso ewo locus ankasa. Hello, Ejasrevo.
Hello, Ankrabe.
Good morning, good evening there.
Good evening and good morning to you.
Thank you.
Aba Korkor.
Erade Adom wonso e.
Osoro yehu ada Roman ho ye pa.
Yo.
The chiatie fo nyina mutemi nka che. Osoro yehu Nyankopon nhira mu nyina na omomoban.
Amen.
Abrantie na obekasa ye na aka ma se memfre.
Okay.
Na kam nyan kasa o me ye ne ma binti.
Mama no nko.
Kakra me kan se sa abrantie na onya santini. Obi betene Kumasi cha anaye wunu Kumasi anon chreso ya santini on kasam na wakano. On this tribalism na cost war mine Ghana and then religious in the one day the other Ghana. Yentimi so. A Hifapa region the war Ghana over Omedia Prapra, Sanasantifo. Ankrabe, Chrome Hammy war. You are a before your notness. I am only person and meet me welcome will be a Obiba Hanoya Santinaka, one quite before one I said notness no Omonian that. Then me Jay before J notness Jew be our backroom heavy. Our be stranded. It's ye count now, or ye mua, and Kanyas and phone count. Yana Mumian Kansim. Yana sometime, yes, sir. Obianya Bruchebe, Yakushentino, or Casabu. Why, as someone who can't tell you. That's young funny in Anton Mahama, or the most luckiest president Yawaba Ghana is here. The Gentina Mikasa. Because Wabedi Biako when India were a month for year face. And we're near a Kufa to Swababe. Tesia, on our Pegana year, no Eddie football, the Bre Mano. So Betia, he can be the best president ever. When Tiesua, he can be the most worst president in Ghana because Ojinaniama, so a no man that. So Betia football, no, why are the papa? No one for NDC policy, ni omo kasa gbegbe na omo kasa sesi an fanye adwuma na obe focus obu oman na obe se oman na sheble amanhyira na ba be say oso be yes de NDC for patapa kasa ne patapa ne ma na omo ye ne de a ene won kwohwe sa na oman gina nti afutuo na esi ogin wonya ana akonya na omo tena so wo ho no e be ya on se sa akonya no because esa akonya no prache omuntabidin free on pefo from isi ho kebebuano. That's only one secret I make actually this year. Young Grabe, Australia when Yankopon can or Bano Betina show no be Jumana said any Blecano. A software ya ton or mine Ghana company Amo Minina, Omna Majinina, was over Betia, one Jinina, was Omina Cronfo. Yeah, and even you. Yes, Ankrabe. One Jinina near from the company for more minor because you are just as for Aqua sit down for a cat. Then so I saw for the Gugumo, a book war man. In one swag, government, ya bindia, or mine Ghana, ya jiji, near the beer company among Profonia, you may. Also, you want to go on count. Let us say thank you. And Ebusiafo Anchebia ya de Jumedia no ebesi na ya sore so imre na yetimi aba abetua so sadia ete na efata da mu nyina se na mmom no ene mo divert me topic. I will bring it back because it's very important. So as long as Yaman Penny John Dramani Mahama Banade, we need to get on board with him na yamu na Jumedia na anko mama me brass ban no na imemfa move on. All right, thank you very much, Ebusia. Na Saba Pepper Netia, Yantra Jumedian so. Now, Mama Babs, I'm for Ghana, not for any political party. Now, Danny Mens there, Osei, Abe, please take charge of the platform. Some of these confused submissions are annoying. Please take your time. Hectorina Ananse Abe, and anybody, everybody has a painful. I'll say everybody has a painful story in Ghana concerning our leaders, but we all have to learn to move on and make Ghana a better place. Sholola Buska says, my mom was beaten up at my Community 1 market at that time. Lannes in Power says, Sikaya de Ampa Mosquito. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Abe.
Papa.
Abe, we are myself. You know, you say last topic here. Okay, say, yeah, divert everywhere you want. I'm anything. I me bomb kakra biu. Ayo. The here passes here. Say, Omani ina abetai. President Mahama chi. Aye simple. Aye simple. Impaibo. Abetai na chi. Na omo wadwin passe. Obi ase osusu se obeyese ni nyina empaibo. Na mom hyeso what is first ni ye hye no so ye twitwa ntroto no so no ɛno na wosi yi free adwenem
sa
ɛno na ɛde saa debate we nyinaa aba ade anim ne yɛpɛ sɛ yɛkama no yɛ hɔ because amayɛ media nti aho si yɛgyae saa adeɛ no ne yɛgyae amammuo no ma no sɛ ɔnyɛ a ɔde n'adwene nyankopɔn bɛka no ho ama ɔde ne nimdeɛ bi aboa man no because yɛn nyinaa anim da bi a meka nti mi sɛ through political yi sɛ menkɔ baabi bi a menamfoɔ bebree wɔ wokɔkɔ a yɛbɛka sɛ obi a woka no korɛ dodo ana bi a woyɛ andisini na woyɛ andisini nti and so what wiase deɛ obi bɛyɛ no papa ɔbɛyɛ no ne yɛwɔ sɛ yɛhwɛ wote aseɛ so woanhwɛ yie Ghana politics ho na sɛ wokasa a woanhwɛ yie a wone nua na papa na wo nua koraa hwɛ ne ne ntam asɛe nti ɛduru baabi a wɔ sɛ nipa atwe ho firi ho bɛn nɔkorɛ no so deɛ wɔ sɛ yɛtumi ka amamuo yɛ ntoasoɔ obi ba no ɔyɛ ade papa yɛn kanfo no yɛnya tribalism ne deɛ wɔ Ghana obi antimi nka kyerɛ sɛ yɛ ani hɔ ɛno na ɛma man no nkɔ so na baabi a wo adwene yɛ wɔ sɛ adeɛ no yɛ yie no bia ne Nyankopɔn kora mfa saa nimdeɛ no mma nipa no I'm telling you the truth Mahama te so di ansɛm ne yɛante ne ɔman no ɛdeɛ na na ɛkɔ so ɛnda me no mmienu tia burokyire ɛduru Accra woduru Kotoka hwɛ deɛ hɔ sitiɛ hwɛ sɛ deɛ hɔ sitiɛ wobɛka sɛ Ghana sika na ɔde yɛɛyɛ obi so aba abɛgye Ghana sika no bi ɔntumi kyerɛ wadeɛ pɔte a ɔde ayɛ ade mfasoɔ bɛbra man no nti ɛduru mmiri bi sɛ no a yɛmfa mpaebɔ ɛnyina nipa no a ɔwɔba n'akyi yɛmfa ntaa n'akyi yɛnyɛ bibia mu obi adi mmɛka kyerɛ ne sɛ ɔmɛyi sɛ NDC foɔ patapaa ne adeade NDC foɔ patapaa na ɔmde we ne election no nti saa west no munya ika saa bre no saa asɛm na atwa bɔ no yɛ mɛso so ma mo mɛkeka bio munya no ɔwɔ ne nim deɛ ɔde ba man no ɔwɔ ne policies ɔbɛyɛ ne nyina to hɔ deɛ anya no ɔyɛ bibi na anya wobɛtuma criticize no na wo mɛhyɛ mmara ma no because wo deɛ no koraa ɛbaeɛ no about 95% obi aka na no tom ɛmmea tena bibi wei ho mfie nwɔtwe munya papa no ɔba no munya din obi amfa ne santo na no hwɛ no
yate
ɔyɛ mfoso a wobɛtuma correct no simple
saa pɛpɛpɛ
yɛmfa mpaibo ɛni n'akyi
ɛndi n'akyi
medase abe
meso medase pa thank you very much Mama Georgina hello
Abe.
Yeah.
Abe, good morning, US.
Morning.
Yeah, me try obia so platform no so baby be obia
Jose.
Me pedi na me tie ne koso. Ene calls koso ni nasefo. Na me pese me ka bi na ketu bi na me de so.
Yo.
Abe me Roaring Star ma we cool no. Me nwa no pe osu are na me a receptionist one polar club ma coffee nchen wa wo so are kwan ho pa ntitama ammo cars asoja for cars ko ba wo mu shutu ni ade a obi a hyedem no na me wo me ye adwuma wo club ntimi no for about 2-3 days kra man coffee data na metibubuash man ko me kaho na reception here Mr. Fadda ne dia me hu ne ko so pa na no kura ne nyame anim ni me ne me hu ye ne sansa na Roaring se ba be yesa ku no na ne me bi koso wo Ghana ho a abe no kwasem ne ntwa yie no kura de wo amama ye nka ne ntwa yie wo kwa makwala ye bubu atu obubutugu ye na se fra wono Roaring Park na abe na hia for mobopa because jadifo na wo hono mo no obi afo se owoska oyeskani na wo bie ni shop wo especially wo mo ton to mane saa ada niema bi saa no enti kalabule that time ne yenya din bi se kalabule that time no yes wo kwa akopram to makora to a ye twam to mane piece bi ani omde akyekyere praye omomi praye tia ba ko a no omde entoma no akyekyere na ye twa ntoma we ni de akyekyere another praye tia bi sa na egu ho eti wo kwa ntoma wo pe no na wa point wo praye na no ansa na omakwa akoyi di abro abodin mu o me se obi yare kwa na wo pe milk kwa mananu manase ese bia ya amane milk na koto milk bread whatever eno se kwan ya wonam so wo benye bi kwa na ye din edu ba bi pan no nyina kwa na ye salai Enya no fru akoso no kra de de bema beye duwa me ni na Lawrence buy no be popo ni emebi that time no na nafa wo to beji golf a champion time na ekoso den no wo hwe se ne na mpanyifo no di o man no eya na e time entimi mom de honestly obeye bi obeji Ghana si ho that time no na nipa de ye dan a mo na wo che no emfomso obeba wo ho ye kan no kre wabegugu nyuma bebre ene tata brewe mu nyina mekai pa na wo ho wabegugu nyuma bebre ba me kase kofo no mo so ba ye no wono so wa megugu nyuma ni bi wa metonton bi ayi government properties kofo so no so atonton bi ekufo adon so ba ye wono so atonton bi enti ya kasa ne ye kan ye kan nyina amfra ayen ka ba kofo nko asem Mimi chrome Lawrence by that time no na light ni ho ono no de light by me chrome achim jejeti so na ya na ye kasantefo asem asabe me ya chim ni ekufo ado ne dom o ma ba be se achimfo din wo tire bi mi du be bi na ye di achimfo atama me fama no ntumi nka bi because minim de enti a nipa kro no buofu e bi a wo twabo achimfo ni nyina afri mafia fo ya asantefo wo to de bi asabe mi nuanam asantefo kasa bia ya na mumu bika enu nti ana ya na nipa bi nso kasa bomachi obitumi kasa without Ashanti no there's no Ghana Asante for na ma Ghana ye Ghana kasa wo yenka azusu obi de ne sesi ne bosa kire say the whole Ghana na Asante for pa na the best, which is not true. Obi a play any part. It is a wo Asante ni na won kasa akasa ni bi na sa wonu e bi ka bia ebe kwan na me am ya achim ni ana obi oyen krani ana oya igbeni ana sebe oye not na na fantini on kasa nti Asante for sanetie eto na bia the way Asante for ni bi kasa no ya na ye tan entwa yie no kwabu ha mo me yenka na me de me kan say yanuanu Asante for do na wo mu abufu Lawrence na wo mu Lawrence kra din tie o ma brabo mu na wawu akwada din so say ebo ni din kasa no ni nyina so agira ade ba ko bi so Lawrence de baaye wo mu do na anje antum a still guso bebre wo mu ntia se a epende so those days no be man ne yere aware abobra wo mo ma no ma bobra ye japade na se nyame amfa kwam na se be mani free mu pe abusuafo no be sore agina den the ones that Ghana no that so many parts a wo mu di agade eti wonu de wu no wuni abusuafo ni chance wo ho na ye no mo na ye di te se wo faade ne na sefo no enkanka ne ye nua no Asantefo no ye be pam oba na frifie no mu sesie fru ni sha fridge no mo e sha mo kire no nya be ka cho se yi woni amakọ wo maame no mo na wo papa fie wo family house na ya to danum utranye ye na wie ni agya pam no mo manketu ankwala nketu na wo mo papa wo hwe wo mo awu agya wo mo no ye be pam wo fifie ho na wo mo nuama afo no wo mo faasefo ne ade no mo abegye dan na fa ayi fa ne kasa asemi enti Lawrence ban no hwe din no hu se no niam bi koso ntwa yie eno obetwitwa saa eniemanim se be ma ne yire bobra be ma ni wa eye ne yire ne madia the same thing oba no so ni wo no ma e be ma no ne madia ebusueni bia nka hu bi because sama modisia no wo ne yire omo ware ye omo bre no nua ba bia na nua bia amfa ne simple ana ne taku bia me support abrabo na mu ye dendenden ma wo mo mri bi etwam no na se nyankopɔ boa wo mo na wo musi yi a wawu nti ye begye fin ye begye afa ne yapam yire ne ma enye adwuma wode ba me se me amakiri ba vek ni kro Mr. Appiah kubi o Amsterdam waka kire me plane komodi waka kire me plane se eya igbefu omra na Lawrence de aba na nya Asantefo omra wo ya Asante ni ba pa was this odu wo from odu oh Lawrence ne dia atono ne akeka wonya anasem wa hyemra se de igbefu omra enye Asantefo. This what Appiah could be told me. What you say? Sadia na da so ha nipa ni bebrebe. Sa wo fa se adidie no a wo fa bewu ama media ade nti menya adwuma no those days no. Eye bebre ya eye omden. Say ye this year no akwabare no no wa busua. It is what Bob Brana when you be beer. Now we are a bushia dear. It won't yes yet. I no can be me catch a plane. Sasadi and I can't be. And I be brilliant terrorists as some betum net day I mean no can say. Abe. Minimum crophobia calabule time and Anna Rollins and son of Obebano, a champion no more time no. Trade fair center. Kalabule and a cross one and yasam ketwa. Oba ya obe gu ni nyinenti and those people no just a Uber Rollins dia. Womunya Abeiku bebo kwanchi ekum. One person better papa ni din edientia wabegu wo mu businesses. Azana no omodi ye pocket money e padom so ho kire wo mo no na waseto aso saa enti yomo bi yenka no kure Ghana fodo do na nka no kure eye no kwasa Robinsa enyama obeye bebre ntwa ba nyama bi wo so obeye save the country that time sanete ye ka dia yenka no kure no so na ze si Muhammad ye Abeiku what the topic na to was reset in na sefo no we are right and na was here bompa ye emma no but obu one ma be make me catch your place up till now ne ya say Muhammad and awini na ya letting say coming president me catch your plane obu one obeka sa wana no kwan so ni inside no ne ya nka ba umi akra ba ya nkope ba ya san so enye yi ana be bi so Ghana asia kodu na kufu ado titiri wa be say Ghana akodu no menya sure say Muhammad betumi the just 4 years I be I expected from him to the best na was here Ghana life manu one mom born a chidom a man need to be ba power no campaign man most a man ba power no one no to me advice no ye mu be a young campaign man and ye wishes any so banu yenja Lawrence life Muhammad life manu enya feni wa ba ye ba betunifo said one so type wa woman de bua no man ba power they know what to do nya fe ne be dictate ama na wonye say wo ni pa ba ko 4 years pe wo tumi na ye na Ghana for kra pese wo to aso a sa na dodo na beka say no won tumi change constitution no on betena so for another 4 years ya Ghana 4 years me say Muhammad ya de papa kra 4 years ya wa be ya man to aso see ya beka say no we didn't marry into uncle no be from Rame can no crash no abesa ye ni tiasa wa ya de papa so bebre yan support enti enya no na 4 years no betumi aye no onye na obi foforo beba no no so meto aso na mo ye nyina na ye boni din kra dodo enye fe Lawrence so me sre obi a wowu akwada din no ye no is pass and gone wowu nya fe de ko nya ni funaba so me yi nsem bia no enti ye move forward ye nkwa ye nim ni ama na ewu no wona ne nsama pomudin no nwe ne ho na obaye no kwasem ekwan bi so obebo Ghana
yo
abe me dase
pa thank you very much hello
Mr. B.
Yes sir
mpacho menam beka sa ya munyan masantifo binti ase a omsi se de mekasa nti no and chese me ya santini yes sa na ese eba because we are saying no kurane ka ya papa nipa bia o kana kura bia Yesu kura kura kantini ko mom se crucify and na kura ju fo kura nyini tum se wono a so jise obi a ompe no kura na obi a wo tu kwai de unhu wo te Ghana kwa unhu so obi a kana kura wo tu kwai pa no bo sha asema me kan no me ya right ana man ka se asantifo nyina ya akronfo mpacho no muntie ne yemunuanom man ka se asantifo nyina ya akronfo ene se kamtomase ya akronfo dabi they don't make chance say omane ye business now omo say run se bebo omo no business for na America no kwa man ka so omo say about 80% business for na ye man ka sa asantifo nyina konyo na ye business no omane ye business now omo say run se bebo omo busuafo no dodo na no mo ye kalabule ye menyi ni se obi a do business bia menyi ni se omo nyina na ye bo omo menyi ni sa da omo ye bo omo na omo ya azan pa fufoi ye kasem nyina eti one de yan fa oni si odo bia pa so ka bia na obi apa abeti ase afa bia no me tia na me hunu e bi se Asante Rejana Ghana and Okura Mijogidesa Ghana, your dorsey chat trouble bia. Anna, I want 4 horse and phone or Nana. A woman and on Bapaya, Honor Mo, the rest of them near Diana Fase, Asaase. At your Maba on Chesapeake, or Maba on Chesa, who custom now, system, Babian woman, and Mamma business, Namachinipa, Babia Santino, Ghana, Babia could be a Santino, Mina because I, Okwang, Mamma won't even to Asaase, we are near Wawaka, Canopra. Ghana, the whole Ghana. But he found out person what now Kona Kunu in his own trust as yesterday on Famo. Bia, a whole situation or one in your so but now, and disaster, dear, Chesai, and Yanokura. But Bia, who are Ghana, a trust as in a Sidai. Land the Biani Ghana, Abaku, and his opposite, who see that, you know, Abia Senti, was one Famo, and Yanokura, Sassam and Yanokura. And I remember back with the say, Ronnie by Kayako is Ghana was in our Ronnie Tony. I was trying to make a video. Kofona beton Ghana was one name Sassam way. None one day for beton Ghana, what they call honest. And to know Onua. Sound true in Tia make us say, Nyan Trona, and near the Biabano. A bedroom will be a Bayama, Nam Camchero. Shall by come fast to obey. Shall by come fast to obey. Even though about you could be his and a the top and chia party. Carbono phone, Bono, and the South where one friend say, woman of fear. And the break community and 12 o'clock Monday, as we say, Afia by and this force sitting near Dina, Manipulator, Debentia. So, baby, and I cost for a year, had to phone the young Panocora. Never more could find him for being near Duo Matamasamka Crabia. Oh, I can't crack a million jail day, and Yano, yes, on pass at Jassa Joya Santini. Ya nine tro, Nessa Yaman no cre and Nadia, Mecana Bedu. Yahubaya, he papa, yes, Yamiesa, your doors, but. Your title will be a Mitmakasa Asem visit, but be a Yemubinum and Casabi on Macasa at the Kilipabi, Casabi on Macasa Tenipabi, even though so be crack up say, Becrab Bonwa, or Moon Cross, and you know, but do not answer. Yet internet you should be in Masman Casa and correct. That's what kind of crano, Miss Minia Bakwa, or Pinama face. I said, a drop friend, many on my yard, Pano Crown and ya. When they say Kano Crown is by ya bomb or day check for have insurance, make no video amongst here, have insurance, warrants in a chassis. Yaku for crab only call parliament, echo count once a missing video there. Nasonko can once a movie, not the Najan to a closet, and one. As would never papa be a Sandy for the Baya, or my quite is almost for Tiamu. She be or me at the Pakra, say ya the bonnet. Abe made the best or have a Casako Brame set up. Bye bye.
Enti hwana akoso saade we Danny mens ana hwaya bani na ka hwaye You see, everything has diverted to tribalism here. In our Ashantis, you say, in our Votarians, you say, no. I think I will stage a proper program to compare Ankomah, what he did, and then Rollins ne ku obeye ye na yedi tu Nkrumah na ne ono so beye ye efiri ho no one ma atuatua so de omo aba ye ne ahwede a waboa Ghana pa because the akwedi anodin. Hello,
good morning.
Hello,
yeah, good morning. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Morning, you are on air, please.
Yeah, you person I am the coming person is really mad in Baraka.
Yo.
The people now you see that sentiment.
Mo.
It's a thing of Ashanti. My life in Ashanti life.
Mo.
Because if you know about more than more than half. You could make a fan or sentiment. You will answer was sentiment. You was sentiment. The Satibo Brava sentiment and Mesa Kushi. And to the last thing, I'm near and say, entry more than that. That's by saying, a penny.
Right.
That never problem, Kaka, any Ashanti phony. As I make us a young Ashanti force and make a radical cast of a penny. But it's the cast and make us a young Ashanti for. Ye Nipabia. So be free, move, going at the Vipa, and the Vipa, and not the Vipa. Sound like the Oyemu. The Oyemu. So be not no free more. Who come from the crown one for winter way that they don't know yet. And so at the corner, I sent a night in the cross. I'm a good rock on him. Yet he could be a something like it could be a create a cold as would be. No quantity 10 years late Cameroonian you. You could go yes, you could be the because of Santia, 77 minutes Sunday. And then the Sagua in field. None of watching Adom the second. Now go from the train see me see in a minute. None of what you deep on for a charge yet. A fee in a minute. And the because of Santia, 77 minutes Sunday, Ayasante. But Mr. say, oh, wait, yeah, what we call it, because I'm ready near the town you say, kind of them. And if you can draw a coach look, can you do that? Oh, tell it, ask the 50% away on that, Nippon, the Asante from you, the big Okoro say, Nippon, you need a for Telibaco. Nippon, you need Asante for one. Yeah, now, where did you watch the phone? I'm not say but to see at a phone, I'm not going to say it to be. Tell me to be the offer. Tell me to be a dear. Then a number some of us and the Bible, a Santin from the Mao, because no one of the union said the union because of what is and what is it. It's no much. The woman and the beer union and therefore we do it. Or be going to you. On a mere and therefore, and then enter for. Yen never done in a man I tough for the but because of Bruni I can be. Of our teach to the way to make us African, they are like to do it. Who you do? But if you come the first jacket to do number overful. Son is a show of my somewhere, you know. And that was very trouble. No, somebody be very good. The Madame didn't who you are, but it's happening. So we are going so we are going with me. The Koran they say, we do me on Yakim, what do Yakim? We do be Papatim, what do Papatim? And to my little really crown with my million penny. I say, the tough war and this and give one tough one, tough one. The way and nobody bash at my mother said, from them, I know someone free shower. Mammy penny cow, Papa penny cow. 77 will be another down, walk away. As I before the year of it, not for no should or move a domino, and no more questions, and no more and one, a question to no more clash here. And that's what housing was at Liba could be wood. That's a bit of no wood. We don't show be free. I don't know we feel free because, sir, I can't change and no boy. And he must say, then be blamed, and Kalybos crank a sentence as a Kalfoa Mass and for, and did you almost ask a tough war because it's tough on the day for Ghana. And tough war and a natural Asante for Ghana. And the commerce and commerce and for Yas as it's not so. Or two for no high. One fancy, our YouTube, or come be our YouTube so. And the community, apart from Asante, told young Casas here or do what the enemy of fire penny. Penny be a first Asante, a Buga, Mosei, a conversion. Except we see him back again, but couldn't see hope. And the best friend. Ghana, Ghana for the Ghana, and yet for the right before the and yes, and before the before the Ghana for the and to be the son of Mr. in Mayor Bushina and no cook Tamala. As and before bear quarter, as you call in Nafa. Oh, your business, what to be Okobokwasa, Oba Santimamo, Obi a travel be our some be our grand. First, yes, maybe the money bang what it take, and that's what I said before. I said before I do Abrafo, what I before. It's the most an idea, It's necessary. You're paying for. Yeah, no more from then see from that year, you know. Sabah races, no. And she now maybe here at the high. It's a kind of small catch for non a family.
Yo, thank you, Malaikum Salam.
Hello, Abe. Me pacho me abio. Me refi asembi. You can say na me sister bi be kasai na wo keka nwuma Lawrence egugu no ne na sefo na okeka na obo Ghana Airways nso kan ho say Ghana Airways. But Ghana Airways, what I know is say nya Lawrence egu no ana meboa. Minim say ekofo time. Ana Ghana Airways egu ye. So the same thing when we say Tamaport here, they be almost sorry almost Mahama ne ton ye waton. I didn't so on ton ye. Yakufo and the rent here for 20 years. And Mahama also be extending no 15 years more. How many in quite 35 years? And so more can be him no cry no. But almost can't no more Kufo as in chain. No more didn't now swam Mahama say one na. Waton woman kasa what they are renting po so waton since what they are contract to say whatever for 35 years me wan so kofo na start saade no anything na me can be say Lawrence the obey nyina nya perfect say bibi oye bia perfect oye edu on mo ye ya na good no kwasem de ede na bebre so wa ankoyi no kre sana wo mo ma ba to no so nyina the same thing woman nyina support wo mo ho won saa ban we kura ye pam wo ma kura de time ensase egu ho kura de wo kura de wo ma san fum ni nyina for themselves aton town government properties bebre ye ensase o ma se no na garam se wo ho fititete hwe ne we se yensuo nyina ani aye but na NDC time ye Mahama time no me hu se yensuo ani asesesa Ekufado ba ya mohwe ni aye eti ye ka dia wo mu nyina fort wo bia ho ba sanya wo ka ye no wo se ye hwe na yetumi ebom paipa na se ye di ye nyansa na ya ho odin de ye nim ye de tiny wa be ye chi na ye bom pa ye se ye man no ebetumi atumpon enu ne hia na ye bremu we aye se we anya de na we ye se bibi angoka papa nye credit abe me ka kire wo play me say Lawrence time na nsan wo be bo be se ku no won se me ka se baby ana me ye adwuma wo so are ho no mo no sa main road no elidi to castle road enu tira na sojafo no na no mo nam and that time no na ye ni Jubilee house bia anka ho na nkomo ebefa ba na a straight road to castle nti ho na we mu koso a wo mu chesi wo that warrant ye mu kokon no Nima police station so ho no mu kokon no fight as a soldier of fighting with them as a soldier by last minute no wono kwa na ho odin yesen na okọ hide no ho Nima police station wo mu kokon no ya obi anka se kuma ikunkum sankrofo no ede no but that time no abe me say se sichire kwa na wo pa anya se bi ni ho look ni other things na anya se bi ni ho wo ma odo ana mo ton na boarding enti akwa te say wo be chinchin a wunye bia oba konye bi won ho no sa ade na ye 10 cedis for example no aton ama be 30 cedis because won so ade no wuhia na wo se wo to tano na Lawrence wuya na eyensa mfu a na ekoso a wodugugu eniema bebre te se makwala ho for example wama wodo niema na wo inside ho eti wukita ska na wani abre na wupe bia to no ni nipa ni pe bia price bia ope bia na odi amount me wa so ni sabanesa so enu na man bu fu ye na obubu makwala ho no mutugu ye e ma che se ye besi esisi ye no but wanya without no reason he did it with a good cause because they na cause na time asa hia for de no mu bu hia for kra mfa hia for nye hwe de ntia wono wo sika wo de business wona woni bi nti he so omo kroma no dodo na so ne anim se sabe hia yen eti che se hia for no enko ahokire mu mo and Lawrence city up no say no sadie we I will put a stop to it and a koba sa ba e bia o ye try I bia na nwuma bi wo ha na nke ni senku ugu no and dey metiase but niam ni bebre so wo ye ya wo ye with a good cause abi me da say right
All right, thank you very much, Ebushia. Mabo Juma, money apem sa bedru ha. Na Riku say Rollins sold and killed all the government corporations and companies. His government those days called it divestiture. Rollins always kicked people out of work and called it retrenchment. Donovan said, please subscribe, donate. Please subscribe, donate. Omon subscribe you and omon donating so. Hello?
Hello, Abe. I pleaded with you to change the topic, but it's like you have not been able to do that. We've not been able to tackle the topic that you
because the show I'm ending it, so I cannot bring it back. The time left is so small to base on the topic, so I will allow it. I have to come back in the evening to base on the topic because we need that topic to help the government right now.
Please get this in line when you come back tonight. Make sure you get all of us, all the callers in line.
Exactly.
But it's true. I mean, like I said, we everybody have pain. The revolution caused a lot of pain, so we understand. Like my last point, everybody talks about the judges that were murdered, right? We were given the opportunity to only learn about the sad part of it. But you see how these judges and stuff are doing today? It was worse. It was something like that. It was very worse. So people get mad who have been wronged by these judges, and they took advantage of the situation and murdered, some of these judges. Nobody justify it, but we still haven't learned the lessons out of it. That's the painful part of our past.
Right.
Let's learn the lessons so we can move ahead. Let's let the bitterness go. People were hurt, understandable, because we are all human beings. But let's learn the lessons and forgive, and let's move on. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, it's all good. It's all about making sure that Ghana gets well on a proper line, and we'll get a leader who knows how to drive, a leader who can listen to the people and begin to implement what the people have said, and then allowing it to work with the people. We need a leader who will let the law work. So no matter what Mahama want to do reset, maybe the reset in all cano one, getting the constitutional review, making sure that accountability is very, very strong. It's a say Emrano should not know any respecter of persons. The law must work. Now where the minister, honorable minister, no offering honorable minister, ne bodyguard no, MP no, niapa, MP neba. When no ye mama MP no, honorable officer, honor. When all these things are not considered, Naso say Mrano be juma, Mrano should deal with whoever the law grabs. So as long as visible say watumbra, it should not be lawyer uncle lobby with the prosecutor. Now the case has been adjourned. Now yakoyaba, your case has been adjourned. Yenibeba honsuna afiaba na yanteshe. If John Mahama will stand on his feet. No wakase. This time round, the Supreme Court, the High Court, the Judicial Court, the High Court, we bia one more ade and some kobian. So some enemy da. It is not about adjournment. Please get judges who are very, very truthful. Who are badai? Nasa judge kase. I want to temper justice with mercy. Mejem media channel onko yebiuma obia ntimi nka hwehwe na nti so nipa no kono samba o wakoye bio no sande ne bade a na waka no. You remember you came here, I temper justice with mercy and I allow you to go scot free. This time round, this is your second time. There's no second chance. The law must work. I think say obia mesi obi kura na ma on to pure water wanom and to abontimbiem. Sa trotro bi ko no say obi eja politimba ke fi trotro no mu nenem ho as say police chase trotro driver no na wogina no na nipa ko a woto bag no to abonten no say hoya bola munsi ne fam no nkoyi punishment no mo pa driver ne nja no nko na mo a mote trotro so obi no pure water. You saw whoever was drinking that pure water. Owie no de fa window man we je mato se woba na se mo antimi anyi ni amade a ene na driver no me police no be delay mu be gina ho akwese mo yina ma emra no ma simply work. You go woka Singapore intesu keke se wonam pe utu intesu egu abonten kura is not allowed. Ye chiwa mra no be intesu me boso from me apinfui ba time na ma ka kwa no waje me bem tesuo no de atokwa no tem no ko. Who are you to go and do this in Singapore? Let alone throwing a pure water bag and a plastic. Let alone throwing anything in your hands, any object. Ebetimi ayewura you de atokwa na wo ko keke. Nantesio de sanke to ha eno nsa adrai aba say yesua yensua ne yie yempanimfo na akwantua ye omda na kakra no wotiprem na hu no ko ade na oye na hu nya krobeko. When you go learn what you see there, and when you come begin to implement. Because abrochirayefo amadwemba na they used the law to build their country. We have not abandoned law no because order from above na kata law no so. Come on. With this kind of attitude and with this kind of behavior, and kwanwa. Inti yewra John Dramani Mahama wakadie nanso ayo no nkuto no betimi aye. Whatever that he has said, meni umienu no one ye beye adwuma no. Na so de adwuma no hya mensa, medie nie. Na so ba na maye no troka. Men digina. No mercy for cripple. As he has said, the same accountability no person ka eba wa MPP for no the same accountability will go for his people. And into obi biara ye no nebetimi a mo institute the policy of declaring your asset before they give you the mandate. Honorable Minister Abano, yes, say we see a be a factory be on one private factory. You say we see buildings be on one buildings. Yehu Nano Kran Yashima a comment of us we see ye when Yasikawa he see a kuma a source beba would the mumu declare. Na yehu di omodeba no obemu wi na katua ogino sign waya abaka ho. With this, I think there will be sanity in the system. Ghana ebetimi afa na ntuma pefra. No hard feelings. Master say obi biara ene kasabi ankoyi ama etia wo no adwenkyere de ya na mepene se woba na wo kasa don't condemn the obi aka say ni obi ka no ignorant ana wonim de woka. Please wadwenkyere you know something. Abe, ebia ni awuti agwamei ogwamtreni about Rollins no ni amekai pa nie na ni aminim nie na mom ni ayama ana ni ayenu eken eyantro eyanokre. I wouldn't want to hear that. In fact, wow can utudwa. It is the people that will embrace you and dig into your message. No more for papa wom. But for us to come say, when a wunkwa wunim si obi anti, wo de wabe condemn obi de na wo de ay papa ya besre. Mesre. I want to leave this platform with a very, very, very respect to everybody. Sadia beya o baswa, you feel proud talking on the platform. Now nkwasa hade okwa attend nkwa platform we de okwa o medi watama na ama wum feeling pose obabaso ebasa dia, you are not doing me a favor. You are not doing me well. We need everybody to come. Obi bana okasa ne kasa okano me se wutie chi ukura na bon just come and say what you know. Oh, menso madwenkyereni menso mame yimni afadama asemi na waka. But for you to condemn other person there, come and baya diamame to welcome those things. Masramo, the behavior of Obi Kasana, Makatne Fisume Yinifiso, I don't want to entertain that. It's not an idiot, and your respect. Intimumwaye, na yansuyamwa, na Jumedian Ghana Hudonti, or Mountain Timmy and Fan and Tuma Pamfra. Nia trust me, they watch and listen. It is part, you are also doing your part. They take it in good faith. Nti aya mama yansha yakasa ye na yankwa yenim na ewurade beboa yame adoma eyumre mebantem pa na yabebobo ho ahwede eko ewurade nhyirawo na antu nanim enkyirawo na omawo na somdwe efrise ono enka ho a yentimi enya hwe. Alright, my pon. Medamu ina se yamin shira mo pa. Bye bye. Emre be shia mo.
So